warehouse, shop garage. It's a beautiful setup for them, much better than what was before last year.
Kevin, I'm going to drop off. Tell me what store, but sometime in the next month, I'm going to go get I think I'm going to get OEM pads for my Genesis. Can one of your guys put them on? I don't want
OEM what, Mark?
My Genesis. I have no pulsating. I got nothing going on.
Why are you doing it?
I still got, like, because I only got 25% of the pad left.
So you just want to slap pads on it and grease it up a little bit? Yeah. Whatever's easiest for you. I mean, if Aurora's easier, go there.
Okay. I think I'm going to sell it. I'm looking at that twin turbo. I'm just fucking salivating every time I see it. I had one for 3 days as a loaner while they were doing my windshield.
Mark,
Or they give you loaners.
Mark, is
They
yours
always
a,
give you a Genesis too. When you
is
have
yours
one.
a turbo right now?
No, mine's a V6 3.6.
Oh shit!
And it's plenty. The turbo is fucking
absurd.
It's ridiculous.
It's a twin turbo, first of all.
You'll notice such a difference.
Oh, I had one for 3 days. I had an 18, and
then
it was.
Then you get back in yours, and you're like, yeah.
Well, I get back in mine and go, fuck, I really want that turbo.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hi, Tom Martino. Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe where we are solving problems about everyday life. You know what today is? Today is car day. That doesn't mean we take just car problems, but we emphasize cars today. And there are a lot of topics. You know, houses are number one. Cars are number two when it comes to consumer concerns. Number one. Houses, number two, cars. Believe it or not, number three, now I'm going by call volume here. Number three, what would you think it is? Health. Health concerns, cosmetic surgeries, dentistry, all of that stuff. But they're really, it's hard though. Those kinds of calls are hard. Now, we obviously get calls about roofers and contractors, but that's under the house label, right? So you have the house, you have the car, you have the body. So look at it that way. They have more problems. And I don't think it's because they're more concerned. I just think they have more problems with those things. So anyway, what's on your mind today and how can I help you? That's what I ask each and every day. Our number is 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. You can call 303-MARTINO 24/7. Now, I got an email at the general radio station feedback. It's called listener feedback. They must have gone to the KHOW website. Now, we're on KHOW, we're on KRDO Radio and some other affiliates, and also live on Facebook, live on YouTube. We're on the iHeartRadio app. We're on iTunes for podcasts. And we had a big audience here. Rick, his letter really touched me. I went, wow, this guy was writing to me at 2 or 3 in the morning.
That means he might have been intoxicated.
No. This is a serious problem.
Oh, it is?
His mom's losing her home. I don't know. It wasn't a drunk letter or a drunk email. I can tell drunk voicemails. This was a concerned one. Rick, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
What time did you write to me?
Somewhere between 2:30 and 3 this morning.
The weird thing is I was up reading it. That's the weird thing. Hey, so listen, man, tell your story, because I mean, I want to sum it up by saying, is your mom's house in foreclosure right now?
No, sir.
Okay, let's talk about it. Go ahead, Rick.
We want to avoid that.
Tell me what's going on.
Well, my 85-year-old mother has lived by herself, is in pretty good health.
She's 85?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mom is 85, and what happened?
Well, she...
Does she own her home outright?
She did. My brother decided that he needed some money.
And she let him.
Years.
She let him take a loan out? That's where you're going, right?
Yep.
She let him do it. She let him do it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, how much did he take out on the house?
$85,000.
$85,000. Okay.
Probably only worth maybe $140, I would say. She owns the lot and the home.
Okay, did he pay on the loan?
He did to a certain point. I think Yeah, it's down to about 39 or 40,000 right now.
Oh, that's good. Okay, 39 or 40 balance right now. So what's going on?
Well, the company.
How long ago did he take out the loan?
Let me see. The first loan, I believe, was back in 17. Actually, it was in 17.
And then what? You said first loan.
Well, it was supposed to be due at $271.17 per day. It was supposed to be due, paid in full by February 8th of this year. Then there's a second document. I sent these documents.
Hold on, I have to know something. It was due in February. Then what happened?
It looks like an extension was given till September of this year.
Hold on.
Okay.
An extension. Go ahead.
I'm assuming. I can't read these legal documents. That's why I sent them over to you.
Then what?
The payments are now $419.50, $420 a day.
A day. So this is a predatory loan here. And when is it?
Much.
When is it due now?
September of this year.
Okay. Is he paying anything?
He's gone. He's missing. We don't know where he's at.
Wait. He just took off. And hold on. And your mom's 85. And your mom signed for all of this, I take it.
Well, okay. So he owns.
She either did or didn't, bro. Let's get that part.
She did.
Okay.
She did.
Now what were you going to say?
He owned the business, and she was part owner. Is part owner.
What is this business?
It's a brew pub.
Is it still open?
No, it's closed. He is made plans to exit. He won't answer return calls from me, his mother.
Do you know where he lives?
He's not there either.
What's his first name?
Mike.
Did he own his home?
Not that I know of. I think he owed so many people money, Tom, that...
What's the name of the brew pub?
Ironworks Pub and Brewery.
Where's that?
It's in...
I think I saw that on the news or something.
Why? What was on the news about it? What was?
Lakewood.
Tell me about the news. What was on the news?
I don't remember, but
was it on the news, bro? Was it on the news?
Yeah, it was.
For what? What reason? What's going on?
Non-payment of taxes.
Oh, that's not a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal, but I mean, why would that make the news? I don't understand.
They seized the business.
Yeah. Okay. So what? I mean,
but that's not my concern at this point. My brother's missing. He's closed the account that was paying for this loan, and my mom...
Well, of course it was... Okay, so when did he close his bank account?
I don't know. My mom put some notes down here. Looks like around June 22nd is when she called the bank, and
there's no money. Did he have any money to take and run?
Well, I don't know.
What do you think happened to your brother?
I think he skipped out on...
Where'd he go? I mean, does anyone know?
No, nobody does.
You got to do a skip trace.
I don't know what a skip trace is. I do know.
Well, they take his credit card numbers or his name, and it goes out for hits, and they track him down. We have private eyes. We got to track him down, but no good it'll do if he doesn't have any money. Right now, you got to protect your mother, and she signed for this loan. What's the value of the home?
Well, I know that 2 doors down from her in Greeley was sold. Similar home for $149,000, I think. So I don't know. Somebody would have to do an.
And it's loaned up to. $39,000 now. He at least paid it down. I can't believe he paid it down that much. That's good. Thank God, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you had to thank for anything, it's that he paid some of it. All right. So is it 39 or 40 that loan? Or 39 and change?
Well, it's going up by $400.
Yeah, I know. Okay, hold on a second.
It changes quickly.
Hold on a second.
The balance we had on it was something like $39,000.
Gigi Wink, Wink and Wink. We gotta do something here. Gigi.
Yes.
How much of it did you hear? The 85-year-old woman, the son took out a loan. She signed for it. She's 85. Yep. She needs to do a bankruptcy or something to stop a foreclosure and stop this.
Have they filed anything yet?
No.
Has there been? Okay, good. So, the problem is she'll have to pay back the debt up to the value of her home that's not protected, which is $105,000.
Okay, if her house is worth, let's just say it's worth $149,000. Okay. With a $39,000 balance, what are we looking at? Let's talk turkey.
Well, that's good then. Right,
139 minus 39 gives her 100.
That's exempt then.
It's exempt from a Chapter 7
or 13. It's
we got to do it immediately. We got to do it immediately.
She needs to give us a call, or you know, son can give us a call, and we can coordinate that and really look at it.
Well, we got to do it immediately. Now, listen, that's the first thing.
Terrible.
Then, okay, do you hear this, Rick?
Yes.
We save her home. She gets out of the debt.
Yep.
That can happen?
Yes, it can happen.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for calling the Troubleshooter, because we have accurate information and good people on the referral list. I'm serious now.
I know that.
And we know how to strategize, and this is what it's made for. Now, listen, I don't even want to hear from the people who say, well, she signed for it, blah, blah, blah. I don't even want to hear from you, okay? People make mistakes in their lives. They don't deserve a life sentence. And the economy, I don't want to get to it, but the economy is predicated on this. So, and it just all equals out. But here's the deal, okay? She needs help. We need to help her. She's an 85-year-old woman. Is she gullible?
Well, when it comes to her son...
Does she realize, though, he's a bum? Does she realize that at least?
At this point, she's starting to come around to that. She keeps just saying she can't believe that he did this to her.
Is she gonna follow your guidance?
At this time, she's... all of the papers that were in his name, all of the accounts that were in his name, are following and putting him in mine. I will have power of attorney here before long. I have medical power of attorney. We're changing all that now, Tom. I'm trying to get attorneys to get everything done.
Now, wink and wink. I'm going to give you their number, but you're going to talk to them today.
Yeah.
303-410-1720. winkandwink.com. But you tell Mike or Gigi, and you say, this is the guy on the Martino show. Let's get this done.
Yep.
Okay.
I want to do it immediately, and this consultation, listen, they're not going to charge you, but then you've got to do it. And Rick, they're not doing it free, but I have to tell you, it's not expensive, and it's not expensive. These guys are good people. You can trust them. I've known them. I mean, I've known them for so many years. Okay, Gigi, thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
All right, now Rick's going to save his mom's home. Let's get this thing done.
Sponsored by Krylon Fusion. Where's the mic?
Way over here, but
Centeno long.
Everybody's been trying like crazy. There's no money in it now. I mean, there's no fucking money in it.
Stubborn ramp northbound 225 to westbound I-70 as well. Westbound 270 heavy on the approach to Vasquez and downtown. Most directions to I-25 and Bismarck between I-70 and Alameda. The weather forecast going to be sunny today.
No, I don't know. I mean, I might reach out to him on that. It's fucking nothing now.
Centeno long. The traffic and weather.
I mean, you guys are coordinating your clothes every day.
Krylon Fusion all-in-one spray paint.
I want that call, bro. We just say that.
That's fucked up.
No, it's true.
I call him every morning.
Hey, guys.
So you can get the right finish in a single afternoon. Krylon.
I'm Tom Martino for Centeno Schultz for good reason. Dr. Chris Centeno started living stem cell therapy in his clinic in Broomfield. He now has a clinic in DTC, and then he has affiliated clinics called Regenex, who all do living stem cell therapy because they extract living stem cells at the time of treatment. They extract them and then redeliver with imagery. The only way to get living stem cell therapy, except no substitutions, amniotic fluids and umbilical cord blood shipped into a clinic do not contain living stem cells. You can find out more at one of their seminars or get an evaluation. You know, if you have painful joints, arthritis and all this, and I am going to go see them for some minor aches and pains, hey, Centeno Schultz, the only ones I would consider for living stem cell treatment. 303-963-9201, 303-963-9201, thestemcellexperts.com.
Hey, Daphne, if you're listening, would you get D.R. Horton's Media people, please email me the phone number.
What's going on, Mark?
I'm just trying to help this guy out with his D.R. Horton deal still.
Now I'm going to introduce my guest.
Horton, that sounds like Horton has the flu. Isn't that a...
Hey,
Horton and a Who or something. Yeah.
Even if I said...
You're the similar child.
I did. Dr. Seuss. Or every other one of those things, yeah.
It was so small that they ever be able to see.
If you get somebody that has an eye like mine, I mean, I'll just sitting there and it's certainly, you know,
it's the best repair you can do short of replacing.
Yeah.
Because literally,
Is it picking up now?
you would never find that motherfucker.
It's just been a weird month. It's just an odd one, yeah.
But was last month?
Last month was really good right up until the end. Like the last 3-4 days just, you know, it has a little to do with it. I think it affects people somewhat when the sun, you know, doesn't come in. You know.
They have to disclose much.
But it's like where we are, up and down Alameda, or up and down Havana, Colfax, both. Where we go to the Hyundai dealer and drop a car for programming.
I'm going to disagree on that. Unless it's major, like major hail damage. So I'm saying one day in parking lot.
Yeah, no. It's got to be like 500 or more.
Guys on their phones at 1 o'clock, everybody just, you know, others 50-50.
But you
on the curb,
what people don't realize
got out of there.
You don't have
this is like all
the fucking Carfax. They're not official.
Which, you know, comforts you in a little, but it doesn't help pay your bills. You know,
there's not going to be nothing in there.
That's
No,
right.
you know,
You're
there's
right.
$1,000.
Nobody's
But you kind of know that it's not you.
$1,000 on them.
no, it is. Like I said, there's comfort knowing that it's, you know, it's not
They don't put
isolated.
anything on insurance.
You know, but when, you know, your Napa rep comes in and it's like, yeah, they work with terrible confidence, you know, snap on.
No, they don't. It's that the insurance discloses it. Nobody, there's no law that says that fucking Carfax you have to disclose shit.
They're not once in a while, you know, because we still do some,
like alignment,
let it be alignments, brakes, you know, and the hybrids will still do oil changes, you know,
that's
things like
something I want
that.
to talk about today.
So in those electric ones with the brake, because don't make brake, how is it different?
A lot of them though are using the wheels as generators. Yeah. So
that
is
is a
fix this and I think gas.
there's all different procedures you got to follow because you got to shut towers down.
Usually through
You know, you don't want the voltage on while you're working on it.
There's not an easy way because they don't want to be.
No, a lot of them have just a big master switch behind like the passenger seat. The Hondas do, and a few.
How about when they start burning and everything? That's one of the big things, you know, when they say the Tesla that they can't shut the.
Well, if it's crashed, it's hard to get to components.
Okay.
That's the thing.
It should just be a big.
Yeah.
Did I say Frank
That
Duran
you
Real
just
Estate
pull
Man?
a big, what do you call it?
Did I?
Fuse or
Did I say
something,
this hour
whatever,
brought to you
you
by
just-
Frank Duran Real Estate Man? I didn't do that yet.
I got that solved quick. I don't want to update it though.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. This hour brought to you by Century RV, because it's car day. Century RV, new and used RVs. They have great pricing, good people. CentryRV.com, 303-453-1111. 2 locations. Up north on the 119 turnoff off of I-25, 119 to Longmont right there on Frontage Road, and then out west, just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims next to Woodley's. Okay, so it's car day today. Kevin Calkin, Sheridan Auto Tech. I affectionately call him Uncle Kevin. People laugh at it, but it's because of the as my one customer. Okay, I'm not. A customer told me he's big and cuddly. So that's why. And she said, I can trust him. And then Mark was just talking about taking his car to him. And he has that trust factor, honesty, integrity. And he does something. He suggests repairs that are a good idea, and then some that have to be done. So he doesn't like hard sell you. He say, well, this one might last or might not. So he has recommended repairs, and then what he considers required repairs. And then we have Nick Yutzi, Flexton End of Colorado. He just fixed a car for me. I'm going to let you in on a secret. I don't know who's listening. Anybody listening? I rented a car once. So did Mark. I'm not the only one. And there was a little tiny dinger to it. And I think Mark's got into hell. And he took it over to Nick because he would have had to pay thousands. Nick fixed him up. I had a little tiny ding, and I said, ugh. The real story, though, were the kids. the kids that came to the door and said, "Do you own that car?" I says, "Well, I'm renting it." And he said, we were playing around it and accidentally hit it. Now, they had to knock on doors to find out who had that car because it was down the street. And I said, "Did anyone see you do it?" "No."
How old are these kids?
10, 12, in between there. And I said, "Boys, I'm very proud of you. I mean, why'd you do it?" And the one kid said, "Because it's the right thing to do." Man, you know, how do you get mad at a kid? I wanted to say, "Grr!" So I go out there and look at it. Boom. So anyway, Nick, he fixes me up. He fixes me up. And fixes it, 20 minutes? So dings like that, people are listening right now. They have a new car and they have a parking lot ding. How much? A ding like that. A quarter size.
$60 to $100.
Think about that, folks. And your car's like new. He doesn't report to Carfax. Now, today I wanted to talk about that. I'm going to go right to the phones. But here's what I wanted to talk about. You do not have to report to Carfax. People say, you have to. The insurance companies have to. Carfax is not an official agency. Like the Better Business Bureau is not an official agency. Now, Carfax has way more credibility. They go out than the Better Business Bureau. But Carfax goes out and gets information, but you don't have to report it. So if Nick does repairs on your car, he doesn't report it.
Never.
But you can report it, but you don't have to. Okay. I think in some cases it can hurt you. Mark had an accident once, had the car completely fixed perfectly, and they listed it as major damage. Why don't they put the part where it was fixed? Kevin, you report, because a lot of people want to know.
We can opt in and opt out, but it's a good history method on ours.
If someone asks you not to, under your agreement now, do you have an agreement with Carfax or not?
Yeah, and we can opt in or out. It's
for each car?
Yeah, very easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why would someone not want it?
Some people are just information phobia. They don't want it all out there.
Now, let's talk, all right? Glenn. We just saved a home this morning for an elderly woman, 85. This is what the Troubleshooter show's about. Glenn's talking about concrete. What's going on, Glenn?
Well, I signed a contract with this construction company, Get It Built Construction, LLC.
Get It Built, it's called. Okay.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like the name, I mean.
And the Cody is the person that owns this company, and he also works with a different name, too, as Classic Crete Creations.
Now, does he own both?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I called him under Classic Crete Creations, but the contract we signed was Get It Built Construction.
And his name is Cody?
Yeah, Cody Marchbanks. Yeah.
Marchbanks. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, what's happening? The problem part.
Well, we sat down and talked with the guy, and we showed him on a brochure what we wanted. He actually had the brochure, and we says, we want this.
Right.
It was kind of a...
was it stamped?
Yes, it was a stamped walnut colored.
Now, did you put that in the contract?
No, but that's what he said he does. So,
I understand, but what does the contract say you signed for? I'm just curious.
Okay, the contract that we signed said that it was troweled, overlay troweled.
Oh, hold on, bro. Hold on. This is really serious. You picked a stamp, but on the contract it says troweled.
Correct.
Okay, keep going.
And I don't know the difference. You know, I mean, I'm not a concrete guy. So, anyway, he said that he could do this. That
I got you. Keep going. What happened? Did you end up getting troweled?
Well, no. But in the contract, it states that he will provide 2 sample boards for our approval. So, we said okay, set a date, and he came back with these 2 samples, and they were nothing like what the brochure looked like. I mean, you know, they were nice looking. But,
were they stamped?
No, it was a Now I know the difference. It was a trowel.
A trowel, for those listening, is a hand tool that makes swirls or straight lines. It's like if you picture a troweled finish on stucco where you see the swirl. That's a trowel. A stamp looks like fake grout lines and individual stones or brick, and it's stamped to look like that. Okay, so keep going.
So anyway, I told him at that time, when we signed the contract, I gave him...
So wait, you signed the contract, gave him money, saw the samples, rejected the samples.
Right. So I gave him one last chance. I says, if you can't make a sample board that looks like this brochure, then I want my money back. And so he says, okay. And so he comes back with a... meanwhile, I told him that what I discovered that by looking at our front entryway, that I called him up and says, Cody, all this is stamped. It's not troweled. I says, all I need is a stamped concrete. And he says, oh, okay, well, I have to go and...
Okay, let's do this, okay, because I don't want to hear this misery as far as each step. What finally happened, the last step? Did you cancel or did he go through with it? That's one or the other. Did he cancel or did he go through with it?
No, we canceled.
Because he couldn't provide you with a sample to approve.
Correct.
So therefore, he owes you whatever you put down.
I would think so.
And you shouldn't have put anything down. So how much did you put down?
$10,000.
And what did he do? Now you can't get it back.
Well,
right?
They're not answering their phone.
Of course.
And they won't return it.
And it's I hate giving you bad news. It's very unlikely you're going to get it if he's a bum. It's unlikely. He probably spent it.
My guess too.
That's why I tell people don't put money down. And if you must put money down, there are specific ways to do it. Or, most of the time, I don't like any money down until the job is started and you've approved all that. Then you say, okay, let's sign. You get the samples before the contract, not after.
His contract says that...
well, I know, but you say no. I want it before. You're in control here. You're the customer. So here's what I want to know. Where do we go now? He's not answering his phone. You can't get a hold of him. And this is Cody Marchbanks, took 10 grand, and he's a possible Sleaze Brigade member. Do you have a phone number for him?
Yes, I do.
Hold on. Let's try to get a hold of him. Suzanne, let's call privately before we go to war and see what's going on. 303-713-TALK.
District. Because he said the other rest was for materials and time and stuff.
Town and down south.
Fucking materials for what? He didn't do the job.
Right. He said he couldn't take them back.
Then give him the material. Will he give the guy the materials?
Like I said,
did you talk to him?
Yeah, I talked to him this morning.
You talked to Marchbanks?
No. I talked to Glenn this morning.
Chime in, bro.
But I mean, he's the contract. I sent it to you too.
Remember that D.R. Horton one?
Horton had a who?
With the vents. They weren't getting hot arrows. A brand new house. He had a huge punch list.
No, I'm not exactly right from that description, but hold on.
They're handling everything.
Anyway.
For maximum rust protection and excellent coverage. No sending or
I wanted to call this guy real quick, Tom.
Wasn't that guy kind of
the right finish in a single afternoon.
Who?
Try Lock today.
No, I don't think so.
Fix It 24/7. The guys I have at my house from time to time, they do plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And what I love about them is how easy they make it. They have $39 to get to your house and to find a problem, no matter what the problem is. $39. When they find the problem, you get a complete report. You know exactly what's wrong. You can send them on their way. But if you'd like to get it fixed, then they apply that $39 to the repair. It's such a good system. Good, honest people, good value, and people that are passionate about what they do. So it's okay to wonder, hey, is this a good price or not? There's nothing wrong with comparing, but you got to compare apples with apples, the same product and value. And you'll find that Fix It is the one you want to fix it. FixMyHome.com. That's FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3939.
Even in my own home, I have my own designated space to smoke. I think about it, it really was like I was punishing myself.
Isn't it weird that when a switch is switched at 2 locations, it's called a 3-way? And when it's switched at 3 locations, it's called a 4-way.
I don't think anyone, including myself, thought that I could switch.
Carolyn made the switch.
Why is it?
2016.
4 legs?
Switch at JUUL.com. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Why do you know that?
As much as $1,000.
I just pictured the switch
and stuff for American financing, and instead of letting credit card interest compound at 18 or 20% or more, move it into your mortgage at a much lower rate and save up to $1,000 a month. Mortgage rates haven't been this low in over a year.
I remember now that guy. He was an HVAC guy.
As long as you have equity in your home.
Yeah, he was an HVAC.
That's right. What was the thing? What was the thing?
He couldn't get the heat to the upstairs.
Oh, he wanted a whole new system.
Yeah.
He wanted it redesigned in the basement.
Yeah. No, he wanted the whole fucking thing redesigned.
No.
He said the ductwork was all wrong, Mark.
In the basement.
Just a loan customized
No.
for your
Okay.
needs.
He said if they redid the trunk work in the basement, it would work. He did say that.
But it would be a bastardized version. He said they didn't do it right to begin with, and I found that hard to believe.
Yeah, they're handling everything. They acknowledge it's fucked up.
Can we get them on?
No, not yet.
We're not going to follow it up.
We will, but I gotta wait to hear back from. I promised Horton I'd wait back.
But why though? These days, people are giving strangers the keys to their homes, rides in their cars, even the keys to their.
That's a big one though. That'll be a lot of dough.
It is paying off big time. Now's the time to discover Turo, the car-sharing marketplace where car owners can share their cars to help pay for it.
Is it custom, or how do they screw up just, or everyone they built out there is the same?
You know, Tom, I think, asked that question. I don't know if anybody knows the answer to that, because it sounds like it's a design issue.
That's what
and
it
it's
means.
a track home,
So they're going to have other.
But I don't know how many of those models have been done. Did they fix them in other ones? I don't know the answer.
Or the other people don't quite notice the problem.
Or the other people, because this guy's in the industry, he's going to notice shit like that.
Yeah.
It would suck dealing with somebody in the same industry when you're dealing with a warranty issue, whether it's a car, whether it's anything.
Station 630 KHOW.
In that Bruins Gallery, they settled. Remember that?
Oh, I'll bring that. That's a good update.
With
The
your
statue?
Bruin, yep. He won't acknowledge it, but he likes her.
No, I do like her. In fact, like I say,
She slept over last weekend.
but they settled. I think they were supposed to go to court yesterday or Wednesday, and settled the night before.
She actually went and gave her cash.
Yeah, bank check.
$1,600, $2 grand.
$1,655, $1,600 because the agreement was $2,000 to $3,000
And the
minimum.
asshole, he fought that to the bit.
He tried to kick me.
He's another
Oh, yeah, that guy, yeah.
He's another who.
Down at the
Dick
firm.
Gross. Yes, you remember.
They chased me out of there
Can we
so
follow
quick.
it up now?
Yeah. Dick Gross chased me out of there. Dude, I was in there for like 8 seconds. Get out of my store!
Dick Gross,
What's the name of that? Fred Lloyd? No. Fred
Mark Lloyd.
Mark
Lloyd first.
I know, that's right. I get it. Hey, this hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, as well as my other good people at Century RV. And Frank Duran works his tail off for you. You would think that he has an army of people. There's 4 of them on the Frank Duran Real Estate Man, the realestateman.com team, and they are extraordinary. The best customer service ever, the best follow-up, the best negotiating, whether you're buying or selling. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. Okay, we got a number of things going on, okay? First of all, we have this situation with a home this morning, you heard, where a son who owned Ironworks Pub and Brewery put a loan on his mom's house and took off, but he paid a good part of it down. He left it with 39 grand on it, and he didn't pay his taxes. His bar was seized. He's gone. Nobody can find him. His mom's house is being foreclosed on and is up as collateral, and we found a solution. Through a structured bankruptcy, she can keep her home and get rid of that debt. Also, we have Glenn now. Glenn has
Get It Built Construction and Classic Crete Creations. Suzanne, did you try the number for Cody? Oh, okay, she's on right now. He took 10 grand, not going to do the work because he can't come up with a sample that Glenn likes. And Glenn, I don't blame you. Yeah, I mean, the contract says you had to approve samples, right, Glenn?
Correct.
But all he showed you were troweled finishes. But here's what I want to tell you, and you're going to have a big problem, okay? He doesn't know this, but if he wants to, he could use this. You have a contract in writing that says hand troweled. And if he can show a sample of a hand troweled finish that is industry standards or better, I'm going to say that you're going to have a fight on your hands. Now, he, as I understand from Deputy Dano, he offered to give you half back because he bought materials, right?
Correct. But he says that they won't take them back.
Okay, why don't you take the materials then?
Well, I offered to do that.
And I mean, so why not?
Also, well, he says the company will not.
He's lying probably.
That they don't want the product in the hands of somebody that's not licensed.
Oh, come on.
Here's what they put. Our distributor will not take the product back, and you also won't be in receipt of the product because this product is not sold to the public, and you are not a certified installer.
Yeah.
Sounds like a bunch of crap.
Well, yeah, because I called Western Hardscape, and I bought products from them in the past.
Wait, is Western Hardscape the company?
No, that's the supplier.
That's what I'm asking. It's the company. Did they say that he bought stuff?
I didn't ask him that.
Well, ask him. Ask him. Ask him specifically. Tell him about your contract and ask specifically. Does he have a $5,000 order that he bought? Let's get to the bottom of this, Cody Marchbanks. Let's get to the bottom of it. We're not going to let this go, Mr. Cody. Hold on. Zane's got a Mazda 6-speed, or no, 06, I'm sorry. Is it an 06 Mazda?
Yeah, it's a 2006 Mazda Speed 6.
Oh, a Speed 6 it's called?
Yeah, it's a 2006.
So what's going on with it?
Okay, me and my dad originally bought the car because it was like in really good condition and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the interior and exterior. But I mean, it does have high mileage, but it just...
How many miles?
It has around 200,000, I think.
And wait, and you're wondering why it's burning oil?
Yeah, because it just started burning oil like about a month ago. Having it, I've had the car for like...
How long you had it?
I've had it for like 4 months now.
Okay, now you do know, right? You absolutely know that when you buy a car with 200,000 miles, you are going to have trouble. There's no doubt. Now, I'm not saying it's major, but you will. There's no getting around it. You're going to have problems because you just are. I mean, it's life. So I hope you paid a good price for it, like a really steal for it.
Yeah, I did get it for pretty cheap.
How much?
My dad helped me buy it. We got it for $3,000.
Oh yeah, that's cheap.
It's worth for $6,000.
Well, it's worth about. It was worth.
Not if it's burning oil like that.
It was worth about 3 to 4 in that condition.
Kevin, what makes a car burn oil?
The engine.
Well, parts just wear.
No, that's what I mean, though. Is it like
if he has to redo the engine? Let's just talk about that. Worst case scenario, redo that engine is how much?
Probably $4 or $5 grand.
Okay, so he's got 8 into it, but he's got a beautiful car because you said the interior and body are beautiful.
Yeah, it's in really good condition.
Like really, really good?
Yeah, like there's no tears in the seats or like there's hardly any scratches on
Is it leather?
Or anything like that. It's leather.
You know, man, you may want to invest in it if you're going to keep it because otherwise you have a lawn ornament. I mean, it's, you know, we're not saying you have to do an engine, but Zane, you go chasing that. Is it leaking anywhere?
No, it's not leaking, and me and my dad, we were just trying to get it fixed so I can, like, drive the car around without having to check the oil all the time or something getting really messed up in the car.
Well, have you taken it anywhere for a good analysis?
No, that's what I was calling for.
Yeah, probably won't pass emissions either then.
Does it pass emissions?
I believed it passed.
He already got it done before that. So it just suddenly started burning oil, Zane?
Yeah, because the car's turbocharged, and it started smoking from the turbo one day, but ever since then, it seems like the car's burning oil, like, more and more.
Like how much? How much oil?
I'd say, like, I'd have to put, like, 2 quarts every fill-up with gas.
Ooh, that's too much.
And those turbos can suck oil right out of the motor once they start going.
So maybe
it could be
just
just the turbo.
Exactly.
It could be just the turbo, Zane. Okay. Do you work on those?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I would definitely let Kevin call.
Yeah, we're going to peek at it. I mean, if it's turbo, you're probably in the $1,500 range.
Could you tell in a cursory look if it's the turbo or the engine?
You can tell if the turbo is leaking, but it's very hard to determine if they're not.
Which side?
Both leaking, yeah.
And then how much would a diagnostic cost then?
An inspection like that, little to nothing.
Then if you have to go further, just the inspection part, to find out if it's the turbo or the engine, what would that cost?
Between $50 and $100 to check it, depending on how far we have to go.
Now, Zane, Sheridan Auto Tech, where do you live?
I live over in Commerce City.
So you're closest to...
Yeah, kind of halfway in between. We're in Lakewood and Aurora.
Yeah, but in Aurora, tell them where.
Second in Havana.
Second in Havana.
Yeah, just north of Alameda and Havana.
Next to that, well, it's not McDonald, or no, what's that Hyundai dealer
Yeah, they
now?
just changed.
Who is it now, Steven?
Zane, it's Sheridan Auto Tech, okay?
Okay.
Sheridan Auto Tech, 2nd and Havana.
Yep.
So when you go there, just remind Kevin, are you at that location,
I'm
Kevin?
there every day, but, my guys are good. Don't listen.
Just tell him that you need to see where this is leaking from or burning from or whatever, Zane. And they can really, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. They do not gouge people ever. We got more coming up.
Miles.
Per turbo, Mazda. Yeah.
This report is 1 minute, art of granite long.
Volvo gives badges for 500,000. Mazda gives them for 100,000.
How about Al Bundy? Remember when his was going to turn 1 million miles and the fucking kid screwed him? He was going to get a brand new Dodge.
How the kid screw him?
Well, if they caught it on video, if Dodge caught it on video so they could run a commercial on it, he'd get a brand new Dodge. But the kid snuck the car out
and ran it over
1 million miles. So he did. That poor bastard got screwed on everything. Do you remember when he was shopping for insurance and he got some weird farmer's insurance and they had to keep a chicken in the car at all times? So the girl
Why'd have to keep one in?
Because she was a farmer. So the girl goes to the drive-in and takes the chicken out.
Renew your kitchen with Art of Granite or bathroom, because when you do the kitchen, you get the bathroom free. This is what I love about Mitch Floria. He will give you a price on the phone. Why? Because he only charges for the actual fabrication and installation. So he has to know square footage. He knows what his stone runs because he only charges you wholesale on all material. He's a direct stone importer. He's open 6 days a week, closed Sunday. He also serves the entire Front Range and mountain communities. So what you do is call, get a price on the phone. If you like that, you go out to his beautiful showroom in Golden, pick out the edge treatment and all of that other stuff and get a firm price when you have it. He tears out and haul-aways free. He does the bathroom free when you have the kitchen done, and you will love your experience at artofgranite.net. Artofgranite.net. On Facebook, it's Art of Granite Golden. 303-386-5919. 386-5919.
That Speed 6 is not a nice looking car.
No, that 06 isn't.
No. 06 Mazda Speed 6. Okay, let me see it. 06 Mazda.
No, but he's a young kid. I mean, it's the first,
These little Japanese cars kids love.
Yeah, but they go broke buying them.
Yeah.
Plus the turbo.
There's nothing special about this car.
No. But 200,000 on anything is...
Oh, no. Never buy a car.
No.
Never.
I don't care if it's 3,000 or 500.
Well, the other thing...
He thinks it's worth 6. It's probably worth 2.
Probably those turbos, you don't take care of them.
Well, there's nothing you can do, though.
I mean, cool down after a hard drive? No. Everybody says it's a big deal. It's not a big deal?
It is, but nobody takes that care.
Right. Cooling is a big deal.
Right, exactly. And warming up. They say don't ride hard until you put the cooling on.
That's exactly right.
They always say it.
But all turbos before 200,000 miles are going to start burning oil. I don't care what you're driving. They just can't last that long.
What burns it in the turbo?
Well, you got what they call a cartridge. So it's bearings. There's a fan, what they call vanes and stuff in there, spinning at 10, 12,000 RPM.
It uses engine oil, and then it goes back and forth.
Well, it has to lubricate the bearings within the turbo.
Don't you have to change
change your oil more often with turbos.
Or very good quality oil. But yeah, you start extending it,
right?
yeah, that oil gets hot. It does.
Shouldn't it always be synthetic?
Not necessarily, but I mean, there's good synthetic blends and stuff. But I like the synthetics. Well, we just take turbos out. You can buy a cartridge, replace the guts of. You don't have to buy the whole housing and everything. You can rebuild them. Yeah,
Turbos are
stuff.
very simple animals.
They really are. Yeah, there's no
now,
much.
how do they get their boost meter? Where do they put that?
Each one's a little different.
Is it electro or is it? It's yeah, of course it is. It's a little transducer they put in line.
Oh, I thought it was the exhaust.
Well, it is. It uses exhaust, but I mean, there's oil direct.
Isn't it
oil
like
pressure.
a little pinwheel fan?
Yeah, but there's direct oil pressure in there.
The boost is a little fan?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
How does that determine boost?
Well, you got different waste gates, so I mean, you're directing the air in a certain way, and it condenses.
Right.
So different gates.
And it measures by RPM.
I know, but the boost is the differential of air pressure, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how spinning does that.
Well, you got to.
Unless they have two spinners, one before and one after. That just doesn't make sense.
Just force air down into
it.
Yeah. So that's the boost. Just like a blower.
Yeah, but
No, he's saying the gauge. How does the gauge
The
measure?
speed of a wheel doesn't make sense to me for measuring boost.
Why? It's literally measuring the wind.
Yeah, but it's not measuring the boost from what would it be to what it is.
But it must know by either the input or output of what it approximately is,
Then
right?
wouldn't it have to have two?
I don't know if it would need
I
to
mean,
measure.
to me,
Well, it uses the incoming air that the mass airflow measures already.
Yeah.
Right.
So it doesn't need to measure the
So
in, just
it
just the
compares the
boost.
inflow with the outflow, and the differential pressure gives you boost.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Bet you YouTube would have a nice video.
And how is that expressed? Is that expressed the boost gauge in pounds?
I think so.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino.
But you're right. I mean, they're
So his
archaic. When
insurance
you open them up,
policy
there's
said-
nothing in them.
Literally, it says
Turbos, it's just.
no chicken, no check.
The problem is when the bearings start to wear, though, it's got that strong vacuum. It actually sucks the
Jet
oil.
engines are very simple too.
I tell you, his screwed, the kid screwed him.
It says, listen, 1, you can't drive on paved roads. 2,
His farmer's insurance.
cars have the right of way, and because you have to always be on official business, pulls out a live chicken.
Guys, what can we talk about?
This must always be in your car, hence the South 40 motto, no chicken, no check.
Why did he buy that insurance?
Because it was dirt cheap.
It was dirt cheap.
But you can't drive on paved roads, and you always have to have a chicken in the car.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. I have a question for Nick Yutzi, Flexident of Colorado. They have a mixture of damage. They have some very light hail, and then they have a couple. I guess, you know, did you ever see those hailstorms where you hear tick, 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 you know, and you're wondering, like, so they have a couple, tick, 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 and then, or several, and then they have a couple, tick, tick. So what do you do?
Get in there and work them out. I got to look it over.
Well, he has paint damage, though, on a few of them. So what do? Do you take cars, do all of the paintless, and then they can take it somewhere else? How do you do it when it's a mixture?
Yeah, I mean...
Because they'll still save money, right? Or unless they're replacing the panel, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times if it's cracked paint on there, it's better just to replace the panel and just have it painted.
But I guess what I'm asking is if they have cracked paint on some panels and light damage on other panels, what do you do? Can you handle it all is what I'm asking.
Yeah.
What do you do for the paint part? You send it somewhere?
Yeah, I
okay.
got a painter that
So you have someone you trust and know.
Yeah.
So it's a one-stop shop. They don't see. That's what I get calls, and this is one where people say, "Okay, Tom, that's great for paintless dent repair. What if I don't? What if it's a little mixture?" It doesn't happen often, but if it does, you can handle it all, and you'll just sub out the other part.
Yep. We'll just have hoods painted. And
okay. Now, what about new panels? Do you install those, or?
No, a hood. I mean, I don't mind replacing a hood, buying a hood, and having.
But when it comes to the body work, that's the thing. And Mark, who do we have for good body work?
Yeah, I'd have to look on the referral list, man. Honest to goodness,
it's a hard category to keep populated.
It is.
Well, there's certain categories that are just difficult. Okay, let's get to the phones here. We have now, Glenn. You have to hang on because we might have enough time. Suzanne did talk to Cody which is amazing. That's good. I like when they talk to us. Cody Marchbanks, he has Get It, Built, Construction, and Classic Creek Creations. You signed a contract with him, and you didn't like the samples. You canceled the contract. He says he can only give $5,000 back because he bought $5,000 in materials. And I wanted you to verify that to make sure it's true. And then he says you can't. He can't give you the materials because you're not a licensed installer. I doubt there is any law anywhere that says he can't give it to you. So what if you're not a licensed installer? If you want your material, you have a right to it. So I find his story fishy. But Suzanne, you're the one that talked to him.
Yes.
What do you think?
So I didn't address the materials in that fashion, Tom, but this is interesting. He said, Glenn has canceled other contracts with other companies. And then, so it's like maybe it's his MO or something.
Okay.
But that he would be meeting with the owner soon here in the next few minutes, and I was going to call him back to see if she would come on.
With the owner?
Cody. Cody's technically not an owner of this company, he said.
Oh, so Glenn?
But he was willing to talk to me,
Yeah,
Tom.
well, that's good. Glenn, what do you think?
Glenn, have you canceled other contracts?
Glenn, are you there?
I'll call him back, Tom.
Here's what I don't like. Reading his response to that guy, that consumer, saying that he's not going to tell him where the supplies came from.
I know.
He's not going to give them to him because he's not some kind of special agent or whatever line of crap
that is stupid.
it is.
That
the guy's full of crap.
Yeah.
Because nothing changes.
Even if it requires a licensed installer for the warranty and all that, there's nothing to prevent you, once you bought them, Cody, and Get It Built Construction and Classic Creek Creations, once you bought it, you can give it to anybody you want. I'm sorry.
Here's what it says. The $5,000 we will retain. It consists of material costs for application product, Western hardscapes, time and lost revenue due to passing another job due to the scheduling.
Well, okay, I see what they're saying. They're saying that due to a breach of contract, they have losses.
That's true, and it could be true, but it has nothing to do with his paragraph before that.
I know. They're just throwing it at the wall. So, Glenn,
yeah,
both of you have a problem here. First, I don't buy his crap that, they bought the stuff and they won't give it back. And he's not saying he spent $5,000 on the materials. He's saying the materials is part of it, and then another part of it is the breach of contract cost them another job. And actually, Glenn, they have a point. That is a cost. That is a loss. And again, Glenn, I'm not giving you legal advice, but you admitted to yourself that it says a trowel finish, and now you want him to do a stamped finish, and they can say to you, screw it. You signed a contract for trowel, and you breached your contract. So I don't know how this is going to end, Glenn, but we can do only what we can do. You kind of backed yourself into a corner with signing that contract. People listening to me, listen now. Don't ever sign a contract contrary to what you talked about.
And don't pay money up front.
Yes. So you talked about you talked about stamp, but signed a trowel contract. These guys are, we don't know if they're sticking to it. The owner is going to call us. You may have to take this to small claims court. And then they're going to throw in your face the fact that it's a trowel contract. Glenn, we also have to know, have you canceled several contracts? If you want to stick around and tell us.
I don't know what the relevance of that is.
How did he pay the $10,000? He never said.
You're right. Check, I'm staring at it.
You're right, Mark. It's not relevant. Well, this is the first time I've seen that his warranties, owner shall grant free access to toilet facilities.
Where's that?
In
his contract.
Well, I've never seen that before.
I've never seen that either.
I've never seen it. They don't want to get a porta potty.
Right.
Well, why do you want guys working in the mud walking through your house using your bathroom?
My only problem with these clowns is exactly that one paragraph. The distributor will not take the product back, and we can't give it to you because you're not a certified installer. They should have. There's no reason for them to even put that in this for their reasoning. All they did was give ammo.
Well, what materials could they possibly buy that are
just a cement?
But unless it's delivered, it's not purchased yet.
Right. I'll bet you.
They can deliver it in the concrete form.
Yeah.
One big chunk.
One chunk.
Here's another thing: is he's grinding down and then putting it on top of concrete.
Oh, really?
I don't like that.
I know one guy that says
No,
he
then
can do
you
it.
can't do a stamp. He can't. It would have to be trowel.
Well, I say he's going to grind it down there to that. I don't know how much they could grind it.
You have to do for stamped at least a 4-inch lid.
I would say you'd probably want to at least see that.
Why do you have to do that big?
Well, the stamp goes in it at least 3/4 an inch.
Yeah, about 3/4.
It won't, because it's structured. It's a pattern. You have very thin parts and thicker parts. So if you go down deeper, you have to have concrete underneath to support it, or it's going to crack all through those things.
And I see what you're saying.
But I still wouldn't even trust even a trowel.
You know what he should do is grind it down and then put some of that epoxy or some kind of other covering over
Why
it.
go through the grind? Why not just chop it up and redo the whole thing? I don't understand.
Yeah, or jackhammer it.
2,500 square feet, so it's fairly decent size.
Yeah, but when you sand that shit down and stuff costs a fortune.
Yeah.
2,500 square feet, what is that?
Well, just for the taking it out, would it be 10 by...
Yeah, what is it? 10 by what? That's what I'm looking for.
Or 10 by 20, 10 by 12 and a half, 25.
Oh, wow, 2,500 square feet is huge.
But it's like a 25-foot long driveway. So like, 2 cars in a
That's
single.
probably every bit of 15 grand, maybe 20 grand to repour. But that doesn't include jackhammering and getting rid of the old shit.
But he gave him 10. How much
Picture,
was that? 50%?
For 4-inch with rebar, you're probably looking at $6, 4,500 psi, 4-inch, $6 a square foot.
Well, couldn't you use a fiber? You couldn't use a fiber for just a driveway.
You do when you're parking a fucking bus on it. You do.
Well, rebar, yeah, but
oh, for a patio, you'd never need that.
Right. No.
But that's only $6 a square foot, though. So let's say $5 a square foot times what?
2,500.
How much is that? Is that 30,000?
No, it's 10. It's 15 grand.
2,500 times 5.
Yeah.
You sure?
What?
Yeah, do the math. Someone do it. None of us look like fucking math teachers here.
You said 12.5.
So that's 12.5, and that's cheap.
Plus a tear out.
So, well, I don't know what tear out is. It's funny you say that.
Yeah, but tear out's insignificant compared to that. I mean, you put one.
So he can have the whole thing redone. But here's the deal. He wanted stamped. I'm not talking stamped.
Right. Stamped is
Why would
used to be expensive, a lot more expensive. Now more people are doing it, and a good stamper can do it pretty quickly. But stamp and dye.
Well, the dye comes in the concrete.
I thought they usually throw it on afterwards.
I think it's mixed.
I don't know.
I don't know. I would think they'd mix it too.
For my brothers, they threw it up, just took the stuff and threw it around.
But regardless, if it's normally 5, you're still going to be up at least at 7 or 8, right? And maybe that's cheap.
I just texted Riggs and said, you call Adeline and talk some sense into that girl. They broke up. She wants to call into work. Really? Because if he and I are fussing and we work together, I don't get to go home and go to bed and have a drink.
Are they both?
He's arguing with me. I'm going to bed.
No, but she needs time because she's crying.
They break up.
What is that fucking guy? Does he realize how lucky
He's
he
ghosted
is?
her and everything. The fucker.
This asshole should get. You know what? She should tell him. Go fuck yourself.
That's what I think too. So I texted Stephanie.
Let's give his number out.
Does she really think she can't do better than that?
Tom, I don't know. It's crazy. I'm sure she has guys drooling
the
over
kid's
her.
cute, but come on.
I
He's
know.
out her like a
He's
shadow.
out of her league. He's out of her league.
That's a long shot.
She's way out of his league.
Well, that's what I know. He's out of his league.
Why doesn't she know that?
I don't know.
And now he's ghosted her.
Oh, screw that asshole.
You know, but Suzanne was out of my league, but I decided at some point.
But you know what?
You took her.
I said, fuck it.
You got the big dowry from the folks. She regrets.
I'm sold. Mark.
That's what a dowry is, a sale.
How old are these guys?
He's in college. He's a freshman in college.
She's 17. He's 19. They're fucking. They break up once a month. So I don't put up with this. You're not going to work bullshit.
There are so many nice guys that love a beautiful girl like that and treat her like gold.
I know. The problem is his dad died, you know, fucking when he was like 8 or 9. He's a fucking mama's boy. I'm telling you, he's a fucking mama's boy. He gets whatever he wants.
He kind of looks like a mama's boy. Looks like a little Winnie.
They all got on me during the party. You already left, but we were playing pool downstairs. Having a great time. He walks up, okay? I looked at him, and I had a few beers at this point. I said, you know what the problem is, Ian? Every time I fucking look at you, I want to crack your fucking head open.
Oh my God!
That's all you said, and he got upset?
I mean, guys, what can I buy you today? What do you want?
He says if you feel.
Tell him you want Del Frisco's.
Do you want the pizza or the sandwich?
Sandwiches.
Daphne!
I was.
Sandwiches?
Then he said,
Can you come up? I don't know if she. How do we know if Daphne hears us or not?
Oh man, I fucking love it. I was actually hoping he'd throw. I'd fucking kill that
Okay,
kid.
Pinnacle.
He's over 18.
Welcome to Pinnacle. Log in now.
Don't do it on your phone. Wait till you're in front of the PC.
Right here.
I don't want you to do that for the 5th time.
But here's what I want to know.
What? So listen, so he was there. I say that to him. And it was very...
I don't have a login with these people.
I don't know. I don't
never
know.
had to do that before.
We'll look at it. So I'm like very irritated. I mean, when I said that, it just came out. It wasn't even like I planned it. But then his mother's boyfriend, for the gift, it's a graduation gift, gives her a quilt. A quilt. Am I the only one that finds that the most bizarre thing you've ever heard of? So I said, well, that's kind of old school, and I walked away from him because I thought he was crazy. And then wait till I tell you what I said to his sister.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. I so appreciate you being here to solve problems with us. You know, so many of our experts, they say, Tom, you got this right. Tom, you got this wrong. Tom, we can help here. So if you're listening and you're one of my smart listeners, call in, please, and help. You can always get through, really. 303-713-TALK or 303-MARTINO. 303-627-8466. This is a show about help. That's really what it is. I've dedicated myself to helping people with all kinds of problems. You can't even narrow it down to consumer stuff. It's a show about everything. It's a show about nothing. Kevin Calkins with us from Sheridan Auto Tech. Nick Yutzi, Flexident of Colorado. And they've been answering questions. Flexident of Colorado does paintless dent repair. It's really just, they not just hail, though. Any little dings. Kevin Calkin does auto maintenance.
Oh yeah, Nick, he does big dings too. Remember that one he did with that hood where they got ran into at the car wash?
Yes.
Where they pulled in. That was a big ding. And
That's
there's
right.
many people said,
wow, that is true. That is true.
It looked beautiful.
I like to stick with hail damage. I'm a hail damage specialist, though.
Yeah, those big ones, man, they can like eat your lunch.
Hey, I heard you could put dry ice, and you could do it all at home by yourself. It hails, you throw.
What is this thing about dry ice?
Me and my buddies always make friends. We're going to pull into a town that gets hit with hail with dry ice and sell dry ice.
What does dry ice do? Can you do some?
It's just the heat and cold. I mean, you get a small dent that's not too deep, and you can actually get the heat from the sun and take a cold bucket of water and throw it on there, and it could almost take it out. And we're just talking smaller dents, nothing too deep. But that's kind of
but then they come back though when the temperature comes.
I mean, if it pops out, if you get it hot enough, and it pops it out with that shock of the cold.
First hot, but don't take a torch to it.
Nope.
First hot. You could put it like a heat lamp, not like a little, like a.
Get a 100-degree day out there, 90, and that.
And then you throw something cold.
Yep.
How cold does it have to be?
Just a cold bucket of water. It don't have to be ice cold, but.
I'm sure Nick appreciates us telling people how to do this at home.
No, but that's for some minor stuff. That's good to know.
How long does it take? I'm sorry, last question. How long does it take for let's say someone gets hit with hail, whatever average size hail is, a lot. How much per ding, or not money, how much per time does it generally take you guys? Like if there's 20, is that 20 minutes or is that 3 hours?
It probably depends on access, I would say. Every job's different, right?
Exactly. I mean, you got aluminum that's a little bit harder, takes a little bit more time.
And
different accesses.
Access is weird.
Yep.
Do you access this, like, are there access holes already?
Yeah.
Are they made for that? What are they there for?
They're just, I mean, yeah. I mean, they're in there. You know, like
do you ever have to drill access
you
holes?
can take out.
Do you ever have to drill an access?
There are times that you will drill a hole.
And how do you cover it up?
Put a plug in there.
Okay.
Most of your cars, you can open up the door and you'll see a factory plug that's already in there. But I don't like drilling on the doors.
All right.
You know, back of a hood, maybe.
Let's get to the phone. Erlinda, what's happening?
Good morning. How are you?
What's going on?
I have a problem that's come out of the backyard and bit me in the butt. I have a...
What bit you in the butt?
Maybe that dog.
Yeah.
I know. She's loud. She's
okay, so what's going on, Erlinda? How do we help
I'm
you?
a senior, retired. Oh, dear God, I'm so sorry. Oh, my God.
Don't worry about it. Go ahead. So what's the... Get right to the problem.
Okay, the problem is I tried to do a refinance in January, and I have an ancient 2006 credit card that they did a judgment against me, and I thought it had gone away.
Okay, hold on. I promise I'll get to you. Hold on. I do have to take someone who's the owner of a company because it's only right that I take her because we talked about her company, so I want to do that right away. Glenn called and basically said this. Look, we talked about Pattern Concrete. We looked at Pattern Concrete. I signed a contract with this company, Get It Built Construction, and this other one called Classic Crete Creations, whichever. He's actually signed with Get It Built. Cody Marchbanks. And he said the actual contract said troweled finish, although he said he and Cody both understood it was going to be stamped. He said Cody showed him some samples. He rejected the samples, and Cody could not do a stamped concrete, so therefore he canceled the contract. Glenn did, and Glenn wants his money back. He put down 10 grand. They claim in an email they can't give it all back. They can give half back. And the reason they can't give it all back is because they bought some materials, and they can't give him the materials because he's not licensed, which is a bunch of crap. I mean, there's no law that says you can. I mean, it may piss off the manufacturer, but there's certainly nothing that prevents you from giving stuff away when you bought it. The other thing they said is they lost a job. Now, that's a real loss, right? So, you know, they have a point. They do, but she's on and she wants to talk about it. Debbie is the owner. Debbie, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Is there anything I got wrong in that summary?
No, not really, except that the process that we go through and the materials and such, when you have to be certified by the company or the epoxy manufacturer because it's a very long process.
We understand that. We understand that totally, Debbie. However, we're not talking about installation now. We're talking about ownership of materials. It's only right if he paid for them that he get them.
That's correct. But my distributor, I've tried to work out something that I could return it because this was a large project.
Okay.
Now, we normally don't. We buy product as we need it,
right.
Only because, you know, we want fresh material.
I understand that. I understand it completely.
So, by just coming and dumping 30 sacks of top surface and recoating surface and resurfacing materials, this guy's not going to know what to do with it.
No, he won't, but it's the principle of the thing. He paid for it, you know.
And he might find a contractor that does.
You know what I really think, Debbie? I really think, and it's lurking in probably a lot of listeners' minds, that you guys don't really have the material and just can't give the money back.
No, that's not true.
Okay, I believe you. If that's what you tell me, I believe you. But I do have another question, though, going back to the contract. Did you guys understand it to be troweled or stamped?
No, and in fact...
No, which one? I asked or. No is not an answer. Did you expect it to be a troweled finish or a pattern finish?
A troweled with a pattern.
Okay, gotcha. I've seen those before. Okay, I see what you're talking about. In fact, I had one done one time. It's the epoxy trowel, but they make it look like brick or they make it look like a paver, but it's not deep.
Exactly right.
But it's not deep. It's not deep like a stamped. So I think he was confused. Hold on just 1 second. Now, Glenn, I just want to address little things at a time. Did you actually expect stamped concrete, not a troweled pattern? Glenn?
How come he's never there?
He's never there. You know what? Anyway, Debbie, we're not really going to help him because, but you can finish because we talked about your company. This guy can't even stay on the line. Go ahead, Debbie, and finish. He understood. You see, I think he was confused, and I think he was expecting stamped concrete.
No, that's not true because he visited all the projects that we have completed here in the Colorado Springs area.
Did he go look at any jobs?
You bet he did.
Okay. Okay.
He knew it. But this is what's happened. The contract and what he wanted has changed 3 different times. Every time we took a sample board up. No, that's not what he wanted. He wanted a thicker.
No, he wants a stamped concrete is what he wants.
No, well.
Okay, hold on. He's back. Let me take. Hey, Glenn. You know, I've seen these patterned epoxy finishes, and they try to mimic a stamp or a brick or something, but they're not stamped concrete. Were you confused as what you were getting?
Well, yeah. I don't know the difference between trowel concrete and stamped.
Well, she said you went and looked at some jobs they've done.
I looked at one job that they had done, and it wasn't. But I said that I didn't want that. I said it just proved that he could do good work.
Okay.
I told him,
but Glenn,
I didn't want that.
Glenn, this is really hard because the contract specifies a patterned trowel finish. I mean, really, it does. It doesn't say stamped concrete anywhere.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, do you not want that? I mean, I've had that pattern before, that pattern stuff, or just a straight coating. Debbie, does it all have to have a pattern, or can you do just straight epoxy pebble kind of stuff?
Anything the customer wants. We customize whatever the customer wants.
But you can't lift it to look like a stamped.
He was not able to. Yeah.
No. And by the way, David, to do a stamped finish, you can't do a lift on top. You can't do a little tiny lift and get stamped. You can do epoxy on a little tiny, sir. In other words, you would have to remove the entire slab, man. If you do you would have to dig it out. If you do this trowel finish, you don't have to dig it out. Did you know that?
No, it's got to be ground down to the bare concrete.
Right, but it has to be ground down. Yeah. But you can't grind down and put patterned on top unless you, I mean, by the time you grind it, it's cheaper to remove it and just do a new stamped.
No, not really.
Well, Glenn, you know what? You're the expert, so you go ahead and you take care of this problem. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate it. 303-713-8255.
Fuck him. Fuck him!
It's a moving target.
I'd like to look at
the only problem I have with that company whatsoever is that one stupid paragraph.
I know what she meant, though. Mark, honest to God, that is a highly specialized, I swear to God.
I don't care. You just dump them on his fucking yard then, or you don't even put that in here.
I know, but you know what? If they dumped it, she is talking about this shit, man. The way they have to do it is so.
Yeah, he's not doing it.
They grind the shit out of it. They do this, they do that. It would mean nothing to him. And if he tried to hire someone to do it, he was confused and didn't do his homework. He was trying to get stamped concrete for a cheap price.
But this isn't even concrete what they're doing. It's just an overlay. Yeah.
It's an overlay, but they're pretty.
No. I'm not saying it's bad, but he's saying concrete. Like
I actually did it. It had grout lines in it.
How do you do bricks though with a trowel? I don't understand.
Okay, what they do is they
or priming necessary. Plus, it comes in a variety of colors, so you can get the right finish in a single afternoon. Try lot. Today we spray.
Let's talk about Rocky's Auto, 63rd and Federal. This is a great place to buy a used car, truck, SUV, or van. But here's how you prove it: just put them on the list. Go shop around. They don't mind if you shop, but if you compare apples with apples, the right stuff, you will find that Rockies has great selection, great prices, great financing, 40 lenders to choose from, and guess what? They originate the loans right there. 303-426-4646, Monday through Friday 9 to 7, Saturdays 9 to 6. Family-friendly, kid-friendly, even pet-friendly. You can bring the old pooch if you want to maybe size that back seat or that pick-me-up for your big dog. I'm serious. They have straightforward pricing marked on every car, and they have no pressure and higher value for trades because they actually sell the trades there. 303-426-4646, 63rd and Federal, RockysAutos.com.
And I'm going to call Buddy
Now
Mitchell.
listen, man. Here's how they do it, okay? They do the pattern. They have a pattern they put down, mask, okay? Then they trowel over it. And then they dry and they trowel it to look just like brick, the same color. Then they peel that off.
So it's a pattern versus the stamp there.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Number 9 unwedged, less onions.
How come every time you order though, Suzanne, maybe you should make their lunch order. Every time Daphne orders, they get bread, they get the wrong sandwiches. Something always happens. Every single time. Last time everybody got bread.
No unwedged, yeah.
No onions, but hot peppers.
No, I'll take onions.
You
No,
want
tell
hot
her the opposite of whatever you want.
You want hot peppers?
No, sure.
Yes, hot peppers, And what? Your ham and cheese. That's right. That's what I was thinking.
Do they sell, I'm just curious, do they sell other foods in the sandwiches?
Nope, just sandwiches and cookies.
Listen, you're going to be lucky if a pizza doesn't show up the way she orders.
Thanks, Dad.
Have you ever said the magic 2 words?
Fuck you.
I have. It's like bounces off the top of it.
I hear it so often, I don't even hear it.
Bounce it off me and 6 to you. It's like glue. How's it go?
It definitely was not what you just said.
How's it go? You say those little childish ones.
I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah, exactly.
I thought it was like what is it, like glue and bounces off?
That's me and sticks.
The first time after years I filled in for you. So, 5 years ago, we didn't talk for a while then. The first time you were gone and I filled in, I get literally into an argument with this caller. And he called me a name, and I said, I know you are, but what am I? And he said, you're so childish. I said, I know you are, but what am I? He was dumbfounded. He found himself arguing with me. And I just felt to myself, it's great to be back.
How about when you got that argument with the guy you called, you're a moron, you moron!
That guy
moron!
He was a moron. He was trying to tell me this old sofa. He finally showed me pictures of that cabin where they took the furniture out.
Yeah.
Did you see the pictures? Okay. So you just picture anything you would see at ARC. I'm talking like 1980s furniture, so worn out you couldn't believe it.
Card table chairs.
And you wanted 10 grand.
A card table like the old kind your mother would have.
40 grand at first, and then they dropped it down to 20 grand.
So this guy...
They're going to give him 20?
No, that's what they wanted. They originally said they wanted 40.
Then he said 5,500, and they made out like bandits. You could have went to ARC and replaced everything in the whole thing for like $8.
What that quote?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-73 Talk. Erlinda, now I'll take you back. I'm so sorry, Erlinda. 2006, you had a credit card that went south, and they got a judgment against you, right?
Yes, they did.
Okay, so now what can we do for you about it?
Well, they allege that they sent the summons to my home. I did not get it.
Here's the problem, Erlinda, and I know exactly what you're saying. If you go back in time, let's say you're 100% correct, they did what was called a gutter service. That's a slang term for cheating, lying, cheating, unethical collectors that sometimes they claim they served you, they don't serve you, you don't show up, they get a default judgment. Or they meet you at the courthouse and say, hey, I'll settle for $50. You give them $50 and leave. They go into court and say, Your Honor, she didn't show up. So what I'm getting at, now listen carefully, even if
you are correct, and they did not serve you back then, it is too late to do anything about it. Because you've passed all statutes. You see, people don't understand this. A lot of unethical collectors, they do this gutter service, Erlinda. They pretend they served you. They get a default judgment, and they purposely do not start collection for a year or two, usually 2 or 3. Why? Because then it's too late for you to get it removed. But here's the deal, and this is very important to know. You have to check every single year your credit report to keep that from happening. It's just too late. How much is the judgment for?
Well, it's $26,000, and the credit card was for either $3,000 or $6,000 back in 2000.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Erlinda, I know you don't want to hear this, but I swear to you, I have never heard of one person getting a judgment vacated after 13 years, ever. Now, maybe you're going to be the first, but it's going to cost you so much time and energy. I don't even know where to begin.
Oh, jeez.
But Erlinda, don't take my word for it. Go see an attorney, sue them, and say that it's do whatever you want. You don't have to take my word for it.
Are we sure the judgment exists?
I don't even know. I mean, I have a paper that they alleged that they sent here to my home.
Erlinda, here's what I want to ask you. When did you find out about this judgment?
January, when I tried to do a refinance on my home.
Okay. Is that the first time they ever pulled credit on you ever in the last 13 years?
Oh, God, in the last 13... Well, I don't know. The thing was in 2006.
13 years. No, am I wrong in 13 years? It's 13 years.
Right.
So, in 13 years, you've never had a credit report other than this one for your refi?
I don't know.
I
don't bother with my credit. I know what I pay and what I don't pay.
Yeah, you must have never had to pull a report before and never found out about it.
Well, I knew it was there. Okay, I did know it was there when it originally happened.
Well, wait a minute. Now you're telling me you knew it was there. Well, geez.
Well, no, not the judgment. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Not the judgment.
Yeah, you knew the credit card was there.
Yes, of
And
course.
you knew you unpaid it.
Yeah, to the tune of $2 or $3. I mean, $3,000.
Let me ask you something just for grins. What did you expect to happen with that 2 or 3? Did you think they would just write it off?
You know what, Tom? I'm trying. If I had a few more minutes of your time, I could explain the whole thing. I was making payments. I went to the bank. I got a late payment, and they raised my interest rate.
Okay.
Okay, I was out of the country. I got a late payment. I went to the bank, I tell you. I didn't even call. I went. I tried to reason.
Why were you out of the country?
I beg your pardon?
Why were you out of the country?
I got a free trip to Europe.
Listen, Erlinda, I'm serious. You got to figure out a way to deal with this. Now, you can either call and try to negotiate a settlement and have it in writing and let an attorney look at it and pay it, or you can file a bankruptcy. I don't know how much equity in your home. You can protect some of it. How much equity in your home?
I have it's a lot. It's a lot.
Like how much?
Like $120,000 probably in equity.
You may want to go to a refinance, and as part of the refinance, pay them a negotiated settlement and do it all at once.
I've already done that. They still want $19,000 when I only owed $3,000 or $6,000.
You only owed $3,000 for 13 years ago.
And I made payments. I went to a credit counselor.
How long did you make payments, Erlinda? For 13 years, have you been making payments?
No, it eventually stopped, but I made payments.
Erlinda, how much were the payments you made?
Oh, God, it's been too long. I don't remember.
Okay, so why do you expect them to just walk away?
I didn't want them to walk away, but I don't want to pay.
How much do you think you should pay? How much?
I would pay $10,000.
Well, then make the offer to them.
It's still not going to help her with her situation on refinancing, though. It's on there, whether it's paid or not. No, it's not going to do crap.
I think there are lenders that would work out a deal where it was paid at closing. Yep.
Well, see, that was what we were going to do, but then they came back with the $19,000, and it's
Listen,
in my craw because I know I don't do this. I've not done this.
We got
Look at
someone
my
on the
credit record.
referral list. That's all they do is negotiate credit card debt.
You know, here's what you do. You can always say you're going to go bankrupt.
I've already gone that option, and I don't think I want to do that either. But if I have to end up paying $26,000, I'll do it.
Well, you may have to end up. No, you just said 19,000. They negotiated down.
Yeah, they negotiated to 19, and I wasn't going for that. I said no, that's just too much.
Well, it's better than 26.
I tried to take care of this the right way.
No, you didn't, Erlinda. You didn't try to. No, stop saying you tried to take care of it. You didn't. You were making payments. You weren't making their payments, okay? Their payments are different than what you wanted to pay. Listen, the world doesn't bend to what you want. I wish it did. I wish it did. Erlinda, you got to settle it. If you can't settle it, hey, sorry. But, you know, the other strategy... never mind. I'm not even giving into it. Jerry, go ahead. What's going on, Jerry?
Hey, Tom.
Hey, man.
Hey, I have a old Fiat Spider. It's a 75 Fiat Spider. And
75?
I had a great mechanic. What's that?
75?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had a great mechanic.
How long have you had that?
Just like a couple years.
Okay.
So I had a great mechanic who could work on it because it is a Fiat Spider, and they break down. But my Fiat Spider mechanic passed away in May. So I'm wondering on your referral list, folks, if you have anyone who's good with carbureted engine.
Okay. Well, carbureted, it's not so much that it's a carbureted, it's that it's a Fiat.
Correct.
The carbureted doesn't make a special. They're cute-looking cars. How many miles on it?
Probably like 120,000.
Do you work on them, Kevin?
Not those particularly carburetors.
I think
it's a little more specialized than the Fiat.
The carburetor.
Well, it's got a dual carburetor setup and other.
I think budget A1.
Well, I called it budget A1, and
they do a lot of classic.
I talked to Scott, and they said they couldn't do it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. You called
it. A good mechanic person.
Did you try Pro Auto Care?
I haven't tried Pro Auto.
Or Pickering's, or who else do we have, Suzanne? We have a lot of great mechanics.
I thought we had a foreign car guy. I'm trying to find his information. Anderson's Foreign Car Service. I was going to call him and see if he works on them.
Let's call him. Hold on a second. 303-713-8255.
That is a problem because older mechanics are retiring or dying.
What?
The older mechanics are retiring or dying.
That's fairly simple engine.
It's not complicated, but balancing those carburetors takes some real skill.
There's multiple carburetors.
There's probably a dual carburetor setup on it. Yeah.
Those are little four-cylinders.
Man, balancing carburetors.
Yeah.
I have to do that on one of my planes. Little planes has the dual carburetor.
Yep.
And it's called synchronizing.
Yeah.
And God Almighty, is that
it's tricky. I mean, you get it just damn near close
because
to completely.
Literally, on mine, one carburetor feeds half the engine.
Yep.
So both half the engines.
So one goes two cylinders, one
yep,
goes two cylinders.
exactly.
Yeah, that's weird. Why would they do that?
Oh,
for
man,
power
you
and
get a lot more
performance.
power.
Yeah. But if you get one off from the other, you're constantly, missing.
That's horrible.
Okay, guys.
There's no modern vehicles like that, are there?
This is the time of year a lot of people have the cook-me-outs and the barbecues, and all of the stuff involves drinking, unfortunately. But I contend that not most people drink on purpose and think, screw it, I'm going to drive anyway. They miscalculate. That's what most DUIs are, miscalculations. So if you miscalculate, you got a problem. That's why I always recommend have a designated driver just in case, or Uber or Lyft. But Joe Lazzara is there for those people who miscalculate, or those people are just plain stupid. Those people who've learned their lesson, whatever it is, guilty, innocent, falsely accused. Joe Lazzara doesn't judge you, he represents you. Whether it's a DUI, shoplifting, assault, flat rate pricing, and Joe Lazzara is available for free consultations. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. His name is spelled with 2 Z's and 1 R. LazzaraLegal.com.
Have you been lied to? Lied to by Washington politicians
How much
and
time,
Wall
bro?
Street propaganda machine? Hi, I'm Inc. Magazine best-selling author Brett Kitchen. And if you're over 55 with an IRA...
Hey, Nick, a lot of those
I want to
smaller
give you a
dents will
copy
come
of
out on
my
their
new
own,
book,
too,
Wealthy on
don't you,
Wall Street,
after
because
time?
Time magazine,
Well, I mean, they got to be. They can't be too deep.
Millions of
I mean,
Americans.
you can.
After losing 35%
I don't mind
years,
it. I have a little bit online, and now I was just looking at it. It only got like 3 left.
Yeah. My buddy just got hit a week ago, just right off of Wadsworth and Hampton on the other side by Southwest Plaza. And when he pulled it in that morning, we looked it over, and I mean, they're just so. I mean, you've got to really look for them. And just in the last 3 days of this sun sitting out there, I can already tell there's a couple of them that aren't even there anymore.
Now, isn't there a machine, or maybe you said that, I thought it was Mark, that heats it up and you go across it and stuff, and once again, it's not the deep.
That's for the big ones where if it's overstretched, you can actually take something and kind of heat the metal up and kind of make it stiffer.
Frank Durant, the real estate man. Whether buying or selling, you can't do that.
Yeah. That thing costs about $2,000.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
What is it, like a big iron?
Yeah, I mean, it's actually not a big iron. It's actually just a block that's, just a block like this where it's just kind of a weld. You just put a little heat to it. And you can actually, if you kick it up too high, you can actually just hit it on there, hit the button, and you can see the metal just boom.
How about if you had like an iron?
It's kind of, I mean, like I said, it's just, a little square block, but it's kind of what you are doing is just kind of ironing around the side.
So I wonder if you could try that, just like an iron on something. I should, but of course.
I mean, some people can, but sometimes too, they'll pop up higher. I mean, you got to finish them down a little bit,
Yeah. What temperature is too high? Because it hurt the paint.
It's a good question.
You're not even you're not even to get into that.
I think I think you set it on, if I remember right, 120.
That's it.
Yeah.
120.
That's what I'm thinking is 120, 100, and I think it goes to 160, 180 maybe.
For what?
For this little heat thing and stuff that put it over a dent, and sometimes they'll pop them out.
Got it.
No, sometimes if you take a little dent and you get it right over the top, sometimes you'll pop it.
What's your percentage that you do with the glue versus the massage one?
Do probably 80%. I like to do with the tool on hand.
Really? With the massage tool?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Are they squid? Yeah, I know. You know why? Because I have inserts in
It's a little harder.
Yeah,
a little bit
the
more
inserts
time.
for my back and stuff, they work well. The inserts.
But when you do the massage, you got
I really
good
notice
eye.
the difference.
You got
Man, does it
right?
You're talking millimeters, precise pressure with precise placement.
It would break in, but
that's to me is a technique.
Yeah. That's why I always say it took me over 3 years to figure out how to get a dent out all the way without being able to see it.
Like I said, that one you did on the hood, like I said, I bet you
that's a cute little car. That
3 or 4 people said
Good.
Said replacement.
I've got a lot of calls of people, hey, can you fix this? No. Can you fix this? No.
Do you think, you remember my deck at my house? Did you go out onto it? It's a cement deck. Did you know that? It's my upper deck's 4-inch cement deck.
They poured it over a pan?
They poured it over probably a plywood pan. Some type of
and then strip the wood away?
No, you can see the wood on the underside downstairs.
Is it freestand? Is it a structural slab, or is it on top of piers and wood?
It's on. Good.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Hey, welcome to the show. If you ever want to know more about us, referralist.com for help, information, and referrals, of course. David, what's going on, David?
Hey, Tom, thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I just bought a car.
Yes.
With really nice leather seats, and I was wondering how to take care of these. The dealer offered what seems like a pretty reasonable package to.
What is it?
Well, I can't.
We jokingly call what the dealer offers as mop and glow.
Mop and glow for seats.
No, they do mop and glow, meaning they just load up crap. You know what? Here's the deal. Good, true leather seats. You either have an open grain or you have a sealed grain. And if you have a true leather seat, you go and get McGuire's or some over-the-counter good stuff, and it's just perfect.
Okay.
And what's that stuff that I love? Armor All, I think. And
Armor All.
But get it for leather. Is it a closed grain or open? Do you know? Is it raw? Is it tanned really nice and shiny?
Yeah, it's very nice, and it's a very light color, so
yeah.
you want to do
You know what I used to do? I don't do it so much anymore. I used to, on every vehicle I've owned, I used to get sheepskins. They're really cool, and they save the leather, and, you know, they look cool.
Yeah.
But nowadays...
That's like putting that plastic over your furniture like our grandmothers did.
Sheepskins are cool, but, man, you don't see them anymore. A lot of people don't use them anymore.
But why would you buy leather and then put a different material over it? I don't know. Why not buy cloth and then put the sheepskin over the cloth?
Because the leather looks good all around it.
Same way.
Leather looks... Anyway, so what did the dealer want? How much did they want to charge?
And it must be something like what you're calling mop and glow, because they said it takes about 45 minutes. And they even do the car body. Yeah. And they said the nice thing.
How much?
It was $780. And so that's why I'm calling you. And they said, well, that will.
That's just a wax job. They're just doing a coating, you know, or a lotion or whatever, you know, a polish.
So the one you mentioned, that's kind of what I was thinking. So if like this Meguiar's or Armor All, the other question I have...
I would go to you know what I would do? I would go to a detailer.
And ask them.
The first time your car needs detailing, I wouldn't do it until you need it. They already have it treated. And then, who's the guy that I use? I mean, some good stuff. Let me just find one. Yeah, you go to a detailer, and they know exactly what to use.
Okay.
I mean,
and the other question about it, Tom, if I could, is when you get the car new, is there some kind of one-time treatment that you do?
No, there's never.
Just a continuous
there's
process?
Never a one-time treatment.
Okay.
Those are lies. Those are lies.
Okay.
But there are things people love to tell you, and it's all lies, I tell you.
Okay, so
I wouldn't even get a clear bra from them. I'd get it somewhere else.
Yep, don't even get a clear bra. The 3M clear bra I would get, but I would get it from somewhere else.
We had one guy, listen to this, we had one guy spent $12,000 on a brand new Harley, brand new Sportster, $12,000. By the time they got out of there, they had him for $24,000. They sold him more mop and glow than they did bike.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So this is clearly sounds like something I could do myself. I'm handy, or go to a detailer and have them do.
Mark, under detailing and car wash, it does, no one comes up.
I don't think we have anybody.
Well, we have to get the guy. Steve is the guy I use. We have to get him on the list. I mean, what the hell is he not doing on the list? Hold on. His name is Steve. I'm looking him up, and it's what is it called? It's called
Is he a mobile dude?
Yeah, man. He did my other cars, and he's done a lot of cars. Okay, his Executive's Choice Auto Detailing.
I think I found you that guy over a year ago.
You might have. He's wonderful. Here's his number. Ready?
Yes, sir.
303-668-0543.
Okay, and I appreciate that. And it sounds like, though, if I got one of these good products, that's something I could just do as regular maintenance. And you think that would?
Of course,
work?
Hell yeah, of course. I wouldn't even bother until you're ready for a detail. But do whatever you want. You can do it yourself. And Chevy, is it Chevy or Chevy? Chevy. Hello.
Shelby. He said Chevy is in the Mustang.
Oh, Chevy. Go ahead, Chevy. Welcome.
Shelby.
Shelby, as in the Mustang. Shelby, come on,
Shelby.
Suzanne.
I thought he was saying, I even said, like,
My
Chevy
God.
the vehicle.
Okay,
He's like, Chevy the Mustang.
We sent her to Avenue Dental for some minor cosmetic work. I'm going to send her to Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center next. Okay, Shelby, what's going on?
So, pretty much, my mom, she was sexually abusing me and physically abusing me.
What?
Well, she was drugging me in my sleep, sexually and physically abusing me in my sleep as well.
Shelby, wait a minute. How old are you?
I'm 30.
And do you live there with your mom?
No. When it dawned on me, when I started figuring out, like, seeing signs and figuring out what was going on, I immediately left.
Okay, so how long ago was this abuse?
Well, it just happened pretty recently because I tried to go back and talk to her, and try to
when you say when you say pretty recently, I just need to get an idea.
I mean, within so it was about 2 weeks ago last time I seen her.
Okay,
Well,
so
last
is
time I
this
spent the night at her house.
is this something that's been going on a long time, or just just now?
It's been going on for a while now.
Like years?
I'll probably say about 4 years.
Before you started realizing it, and you just realized it 2 or 3 weeks ago.
No, so 2-3 weeks ago, I went back to try to make amends with her, try to work it out. Did
you go back to say, Mom, I have a memory that's coming back to me about you abusing me, or was it suppressed, or did you know about it the whole time?
What do you mean? Did I know about what the whole time?
The abuse, Shelby. What I mean by a suppressed memory, sometimes things are so horrible we put them out of our minds, and then all of a sudden something reminds you, or you have a dream or something. Was this a suppressed memory because you said you were drugged, or were you well aware of it for the last 4 years?
I was drugged.
So, but were you aware of it for the last 4 years, or did you just suddenly become aware of it?
So as soon as I became aware of it about a year ago, I left. So
Gotcha.
I've been homeless.
I got you.
So I've been.
So what made you suddenly aware of it, Shelby?
Just signs, man. My body was I was just waking up and just having like all types of like miscellaneous cuts and bruises. And
are you kidding me?
Marks on me, like, what is going on?
Now, when you say she physically abused you, are you saying she assaulted you, like had sex, or are you talking about more like beating?
Both.
Shelby,
how could she have sex with him?
Well, not sex, maybe just sexually assaulted him. I don't want to get into that, but I mean, here's the thing. There's either two things going on here. Either it's real or imagined. Have you talked to a counselor?
Yes, I have.
Did your counselor feel it was real or imagined?
Well, everybody I've sort of talked to, they were like, well, you got to stay away from her. I even went to the church, and I talked to the church about it, too.
Now, Shelby, you're 30 years old. Do you think, when you think back as a child, do you remember anything like this going on?
Well, when I think back, I always wonder why, like, so much, like, unordinary shit was like happening.
Okay, hold on. Let me just put him on hold. Do not hang up on him. Just tell him what happened, okay? I dumped him. We got it. So I delayed for people listening. He said SH, you know what, and crap. And so I'm going to come back to him, but we have to wait for our delay to build back up. So we got more coming right up.
This is either real or imagined. Either way needs help. But if it's real, then we need to get somebody.
Can you rape a guy?
No. She probably gave him a blowjob or something, Mark.
Look how old he is.
What is this now?
He starts that with me saying my mom is trying to contract to get me killed.
Well, okay.
Okay, so now he's a psycho.
I don't want to just assume it right now. Let's just wait and see. But
I'll make the assumption. Wacko!
That's kind of what it's a nut job.
Let's put it this way. Let's never make an assumption on somebody who could kill himself. If
or
he's that
be
crazy.
Killed.
Right. I mean, there's no downside to giving him credence until all of a sudden he's seeing Martians. Or helicopters.
Or
contrails.
He's putting up tinfoil.
You know, this thing about black helicopters, I have a black helicopter. We could really scare the shit out of a paranoid person.
Drop down tinfoil.
Get a microphone or a bullhorn.
I have new eyes, new lenses. I can see near and far because of the new lenses. They have a wonderful replacement lens. Most people wait till they get cataracts and replace their lenses, and now you no longer have to pick near or far. You can do both. But here's the thing I love, absolutely love. At Icon, you can pick the one that makes you see perfectly, and you don't even need cataracts. It's called a clear lens exchange. Or, of course, you can do LASIK. 866-GOT-ICON. 866-GOT-ICON. ICON. EyeCare.com. Is there any other browser than Chrome right now? Does anyone have a browser?
Yeah, every Microsoft has one.
What is it? Nobody does Explorer anymore, do they?
No, it's not called Explorer. It's
yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
There is still
Denver
Explorer.
Egress Windows. Just think of this. Window wells, okay? What is a window well? It's where you get into that basement through that little window and they have that well there. Well, it's not necessarily a little window, but here's the deal. Denver Egress Window can install them in your home if you don't have any and you want safety, security, beauty. They can rebuild the old ones the builders put in because builders use crap when they put them in. Whenever it is, Denver Egress Window can do it if it deals with that window well. 720-626-4221. 720-626-4221. DenverEgressWindow.com.
It's called Microsoft Edge.
Oh, yeah? And so is that more, Chrome is probably the most popular.
Oh, I would assume by far. Although every Windows machine, Windows 9 Plus,
yeah, but
has
they can
Edge
download
built in.
Chrome. But they can download Chrome, and then also a Netscape. Remember that?
God, that's old school, boy.
And then Firefox. Does anyone use Firefox?
I do, because certain things I have to use it for, which is stupid.
And then
yes.
Safari. Lame.
What are you using?
Apple has
Google?
Safari built in, but I use Chrome.
Yeah.
I hate Safari.
Did the Edge used to be Explorer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it used to be called Explorer. Now it's called Edge. Hence, I was right.
I wonder how many browsers.
I was wondering why.
I wonder how many browsers.
What, you were just waiting?
Yeah.
Were you going, hey, he might not say he was right?
Why would they even change it?
What do you mean?
Why the name Explorer?
Because it's
why did they change the name of fucking cars, Dan? Why? I don't know. Tell me. Help me.
Well, they don't. I mean,
what do you mean? Where's the Ford Taurus? I don't fucking see one.
Well,
hey, how about the LTD? How come that's not cruising?
They haven't changed the Mustang.
She's saying they discontinue. They don't. Just
Right.
That's what they did with Inter Explorer. They discontinued it, did a new one.
But it's the same. It's a browser. It's still the same browser. It's confusing.
It's a car. It's still the same car. It's confusing.
It's upgraded.
Oh, but like say when they do a new software, they change it to a number. It's got a 7 versus.
Yeah.
Why like did Windows 10 and Windows?
Why did they do away with
Windows Millennium?
Why did they charge it called Explorer 3.2?
Why did they do away with it?
Because they don't. They did a new one, just like Ford LTD is no longer the Ford LTD.
It even has a new logo. And here's a question: what's the difference between Internet Explorer? It says Windows 10 comes with Edge, Microsoft's new built-in browser that replaces Explorer. Doesn't it's okay?
Like your 25-year-old.
Yeah, it replaces it.
But why though? These days, people are giving strangers the keys to their homes.
Baby.
Right in their cars.
Yeah, I give the best analogy in the world.
Anyone can download
it. You know I am king of analogies.
Anyone can download it.
You're with Ross.
Of course.
That analogy club.
No, I've got the best analogies.
Top browsers. I'm gonna go. Top browsers.
Sees Internet Explorer still on here.
Oh, it's because his computer was built in the 60s. It's run by punch cards.
There's one called Opera. That's where that came from. I saw that Opera. You know who uses Opera, the browser? Dexter.
Oh.
Every time
you could probably do dark web shit with it.
Every time he went on the internet, he was using
Opera.
And I thought, what the hell is that?
What the hell is Opera? Yeah.
I thought it was just for the show, some phony baloney one, because they didn't have the rights to. They didn't want to be associated, like the other browsers.
Why wouldn't you just try?
What's Chromium?
And so I went out and I bought one.
It's not Chrome. It's Chromium. And Brave.
It's like the moon.
There's one called Brave. Look how many there are. There are a lot of them.
The number one
Chrome, right?
deep web browser or dark web is called Tor, T-O-R. Right. I just Googled it.
Well, yeah, you're the one that told me about it. Before. Did you know that?
No, you mean Torrent.
Oh.
This is Tor.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALKS, 913-8255.
Shelby?
Yeah.
Watch your language, okay, bro? Okay. All right, now, listen. So a whole bunch of weird stuff's happening in your life, but I have to ask these questions, okay?
All right.
Were you ever diagnosed with a mental illness?
No.
Are you on any medications at all for depression or anything?
No.
Okay. And do you have any siblings?
I do.
And are they older? Are they around your age? Brothers, sisters, what?
One older sister, one older brother, one younger brother.
What do they, have you talked to them about it?
I have.
What do they say?
They think I'm crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, they think I'm crazy. I'm basically crying wolf to them.
Okay. And you did go see a counselor about this?
I did.
And what did the counselor say? Stay away or confront her or do what? What did the counselor say?
They did nothing. They told me I just need to stay away from her. And I've been trying to do that. And she's following me. Well, she's paying people out to follow me around.
Now we're getting into the territory that sounds weird. You're saying she's paying people to follow you?
Yes.
What exactly does that mean?
So, like I said, I've been trying to stay away from her. So I've been working these day labor jobs, to keep some money in my pocket so I can eat and everything,
Yes.
So basically, she's been using people at the jobs that I've worked at in the past. I think she's still currently using people at these agencies that I've been working at.
Now, Suzanne said something about you thought she was trying to have you killed?
Yes.
Like how have you killed?
Like I told you, I'm homeless, right?
Right.
So I'm sleeping in my car.
Yeah.
Honestly, she has a spare key to my car, and I don't know if she issued it out to people throughout the city.
And you think people are trying to kill you?
Yes.
Okay, listen. Do you have a therapist now?
No.
Not one you can go to talk to?
No, I've been trying to talk to the people at the church to try to get some help.
What church? What church?
Heritage Christian Center.
Okay. How about Heritage doesn't exist anymore? It's Potter's House. You're talking about the one in Aurora?
No, Heritage does exist.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Potter's.
I'm sorry. They used to be where Potter's is. I thought they went away. They moved?
Yes, they moved over off Exposition and Sable and Exposition.
How about, have you ever tried Open Door Ministries downtown Denver?
I have not.
The reason I say that is they cater to the homeless, plus they have a church, plus they have counseling. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm just going to be straight with you, Shelby. I'm trying to figure out, and I was with you on a possibility that this was happening until you started talking about her issuing keys to your car and having people kill you.
It's almost textbook.
That is almost textbook paranoid
schizophrenia.
Stuff. Like Shelby, I'm not telling you you're crazy. I'm telling you that we hear calls all the time, and I'm not going to lie to you. When you start getting into the paranoia of people following you or trying to kill you, or your mom issuing a contract on your life and that kind of stuff, that gets weird. And it is kind of unbelievable. And I just want you to get a counselor so they can evaluate you. Because either way, because here's why. You called me for help, right? So either way you need help. If it is happening, we need help to stop it and to get your mom, confronted. Or two, if it's not really happening and you're having these memories, it could be that you have some mental illness. Either way, you need help. But I'm willing to listen to you. I really am. But I first want you to go to a counselor and run it by them. And then give me permission to speak to them. Suzanne, get his contact information. And by the way, it's Open Door Ministries, Shelby. Okay? Jim has a comment on leather seats. Oh, no, he hung up. Let's talk to Don, a comment on Fiats. Go ahead, Don.
Yeah, Tom, I just wanted to let you know what Fiat stands for.
Oh, what? Is it something funny?
Yes.
What?
It's called Fix It Again Tomorrow.
Okay, fix it again tomorrow. And Ford found on the road dead. And what's Chevy? I never heard of anything for Chevy. But, yeah, that's funny.
I never heard any for Hyundai either.
No, that would be weird. Okay, we got a lot more to talk about on the Troubleshooter Show. I'm Tom Martino. You stick around for the third hour. We're going to have a lot of fun with Kevin Calkin, SheridanAutotech.com, SheridanAutotech.com, and Flex a Dent of Colorado. troubleshooter.com. Save all your problems for me. We'll be right back.
I know
Now, here's the deal.
It's like the other Ford with us.
This guy, this mental ill guy.
He's definitely mentally ill.
There is. It is a problem. You gotta help him. You know, but
it's textbook paranoia, man. And think of his age. He's a little old, although he might have been having symptoms forever.
Well, that may be why he's been living at home too, because he's, not capable.
It's almost no one gets it over, say, 35. Men usually 16 to 25, the symptoms will start piling.
Just text the word tax to 484848. Text the word tax to the number 484848.
the problem is...
Can you imagine truly believing that shit, though? Tell me how terrifying that would be.
Yeah, because he doesn't sound like he's trying to make it up. I think he's...
No, that's the scariest part about a disease like that, or an ailment. It's like, fuck, man. Actually believing like something is following you has got to be just the worst feeling ever.
Become 100% audit proof and capture hundreds of new deductions. Just text the word tax to the number 484848. Paid for by U.S. Tax Relief LLC. This is Denver's Talk Station 630
It'd be like changing a car name from L2 name.
That analogy was perfect. Why did they change the browser name? Well, why did they change car names? I can't believe you can't admit that actually is a good analogy on any fucking level. Okay, is that a good analogy or not, Tom? You be the judge. What do you mean? It used to be Internet Explorer, now it's Microsoft Edge. They changed the name. Just like, Dan goes, why do they change the name? I said, just like they change the name of cars all the time. Is that not true? Is there still a Ford LTD, a Ford Granada, a Ford fucking Taurus? No, of course not. They come out with new names.
Right. Nissan Pathfinder, Rogue.
We're saying it's not a good analogy.
He's saying it's not. Why isn't that a good analogy? What's wrong with that analogy on any level?
Because that might not have been why they changed the name.
I'm not talking to you. I'm asking Tom.
There may have been licensing issues with different companies when Microsoft did what they did.
No. I'm telling you, there's no difference. Ford whatever. Chevy whatever. It's a fucking great analogy. That's what's killing. See, now you're just busting my balls. You know it's a good analogy. That's fine.
I do like busting your balls.
Yeah. Guess who was hanging out in the hot tub after fucking Ball the other day? Yeah, yeah. He was in there naked with like 4 90-year-olds. Why'd you keep dunking your head?
He actually lost. He was supposed to.
He was playing find the. He was playing find the ball sack in the hot tub.
That's what he played for the last.
The funny part is they kept floating to the top.
The last part of the game is okay. This is for all of it. This is who goes in the hot tub.
Who goes in the hot tub?
You're a small business owner, and there's nothing small about what you do. That's why Dell Small Business
Is Jay going to play again?
Is what?
Is Jay going to play again? Does he want to play more?
Yeah.
Like computers, Intel Core processors, servers, storage, networking.
Boy, you should see this one guy. He was a common man here. He came from Sacramento.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was going to die.
Your small business do big.
Oh, he went out. He said, I can't believe. I don't know if you've seen him. He was he's good, but he said, I can't believe. I could go sit down.
Yeah, the altitude got him. Yeah.
He's been here 2 months, so and playing probably his first real physical. Something he's doing. He was good.
Is your cell phone here, Dan?
Yeah.
His 1980s model iPhone.
Flip phone.
I thought I heard it go off for a temp.
Try ZipRecruiter now.
Are you
for
sure?
free at ZipRecruiter.com.
Well, do not.
That's ZipRecruiter.com.
Let's give them an analogy.
It's like changing the whole thing. I'm gonna start using
Sunday, partly sunny and a high of 79.
Krylon Fusion all-in-one spray paint bonds to most surfaces for maximum.
Hickenlooper wants to impeach President Trump. He the man. That's how you climb in the Democratic Party. But the problem is, most of them understand that.
He doesn't have a snowball's chance.
Not a snowball. What about Bennett? Bennett's even got less of a
Now wait a
chance.
minute. How many people said that about Trump? Both of you now.
No. Bennett, you're talking Bennett. People don't even realize he was a
I'm
senator.
talking about visibility.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Hickenlooper more than Bennett. Bennett, holy cow. I can't believe he's running.
I think what they're hoping is
Name.
They're hoping that the other ones will cancel each other out and get crazy.
Did you see Bezos' ex-wife was giving half of her half to charity? Tell me that's not badass, man.
Oh, she doesn't want to be perceived as something.
I don't know, but yeah, you give away $100 billion fucking dollars, you can't. That's pretty cool.
Apply online in just 10 minutes. Get a free instant.
But when you have that much, you can't. It's hard to lose money.
I hate that argument because if all you have is $100 to your name and you give away 50, that fucking hurts just as much as if you had 200 billion and give away 100 billion.
It hurts way more when you have less money.
I disagree with that.
Way more.
I don't know. You think so?
Oh yes, because here's why. If you have,
it doesn't change your lifestyle, is what you're saying.
If you have 100 and now you have 50, that affects your life. If you have 200 billion, give away 100 billion, your life's not affected.
Yeah, nothing is. That's
nothing
true.
changes. Yeah.
No, but if you have 200,000 and give away 100,000, that changes fucking everything.
It means a lot. That's right. It's way more of a sacrifice.
But is it more of a sacrifice than giving 50 out of 100 is what I'm saying?
Yes, it is. Because the widow's mite, that's what the whole story in the Bible is about. The woman had hardly anything and she gave a portion. And the other guy gave a portion, but it was way more on her. She had...
No. Listen to what I'm saying. Is it harder to give 100,000 away if you have 200, or 50 away if you only have 100?
It's harder to give away 50.
See, I don't know if I agree with that.
The
The homeless guy with 100 giving 50 away, I don't think that has any effect on his life whatsoever.
Mark, so she's like, well, if I go to work, they're going to send me home.
I just say effect on life. I said harder to them. They can
Or drink more, or get more drugs, whatever.
She said, well, if I go to work, they're going to send me home for crying. I said, if you get sent home, plan on turning your keys in for a few days and you won't have a car if you're going to get sent home crying from work.
If she brings it, she's got to learn not to bring it to work.
Exactly.
Well, that's why we're going through this. And it's not the first time. So let's make sure you get that.
Life is not about what's happening around. You go to
Kevin,
work,
it's a girl. She's
you go to work if everything
She's moving in.
You don't go to work if everything
got a new
works
girl.
out.
Good, cool.
Okay.
Yeah. No, did she do the eye rolling thing too?
No, because I rolled back so much, she stopped.
Cool. Okay. That's all I get from my girlfriend's granddaughter.
Turn that off for a second. So,
3386-5919. Also on my referral list at referrallist.com.
It's the new Dan Kaplan Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Hey, Friday at 4, Governor Polis signs the Get More Kids to Do Dope Act of 2019. Why do you think Polis and the left are so ecstatic about spreading legalized drugs? Could it be because a doped-up population is more dependent on government, therefore more likely to vote for Democrats, easier to fool? Join me at 4.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Help, I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. This is the Troubleshooter Show, and today is Car Day. Being Friday, that means we take an emphasis of car calls, but we'll take any call that'll help you with any problem. All you have to do is call. We have recovered just today nearly $500,000 in cash, merchandise exchanges, refunds, and services. Help save someone's home. Now, what I do is I use dollars as a barometer. For example, if we keep you from making a mistake, that could have cost you $100,000. We put down $100,000. That doesn't mean, you know, that's why we say cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. I should just say value. So that's what we do. And hundreds of millions of dollars we have recovered over the years in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, services, and value. Let's go to the phones. 303-713-TALK. Kevin Calkins with us, Sheridan Auto Tech, Nick Yutzi, Flexident of Colorado. And we have Kent, who has a 2015 Ford Explorer, the engine blue. Is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
How many miles on it?
I got my paperwork. Not that much.
Roughly?
Roughly, it is less than the warranty. It's like 78,000.
Okay, so this is weird because you had an oil change where?
Valvoline.
And then, wait, Valvoline, is that, they have shops?
They do. I'm up here in Idaho, and they have shops up here in Idaho.
And then how much, and then your engine blew when after that? How many miles after that?
About 35 miles.
Wow, that's too... See, I say a lot of times people, you know, they look for the last person that touched their car, but you're talking about just like, man, it didn't take long at all.
No.
Man, 30
miles. Did it run out of oil, or what was up?
Yeah, what's wrong with it?
Well, supposedly I had an oil change. Supposedly I had 6 quarts. Drove it pretty much from the Valvoline. I'm in the Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, so I drove to Spokane, 35 miles. Started acting up. No lights came on. No warnings and stuff. But you know, I drove it back. You know, actually slower below the.
When you said it acted up, what does that mean?
It hesitated. It tried to speed up and it kind of hesitated, and which is unusual. You know, it's 2015. I mean, usually.
Man, this sucks. I mean, where did you go? Back to them at Valvoline?
No. I just wasn't sure what was going on. It was late at night. It was closed.
No oil lights. No oil lights.
Nothing. No indicators. No check engines.
So
nothing.
What did you do?
So yeah, I drove it back home, and then the next morning I drove it to the Ford dealer where I bought the vehicle, because that's where I usually have it serviced. And as I'm coming up there, all of a sudden the smoke everywhere. And
how did it drive to the dealer? How long is it? How far is it from your house to the dealer?
2 miles.
And okay, so you get to the dealer, then what?
There's oil on the ground. They say that there's oil all over the engine compartment.
What did they leave the cap off? What happened?
No, the Ford dealer says that somehow the oil jetted pressure pushed the they found the dipstick tube gasket, you know, the little dipstick thing, pushed out of the dipstick tube, and that's where the oil came out of. You know,
wait a minute, out of the tube?
Yes.
Is that
it's got to be a blockage in the piece.
Wait. Is there that much
ventilation?
Hold on. Is there that much pressure coming out of the oil dipstick?
No, not normally.
So was there a secondary problem, like the crankcase breather was clogged?
No, they did a partial tear down. They said they can't find anything, so they're going to charge me $2,400 to do a partial tear down. I'm like, I don't have that kind of money, especially.
Are they saying this is under warranty or not?
Originally they said no. Then they're saying possibly.
Well, if it's not under warranty, they better blame the other people and have evidence.
So the other place said no, it's not. Valvoline said it's not their fault because oil doesn't shoot up out of the dipstick tube because it's non-pressurized.
In other words, what could they have done wrong? They're saying we didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Then why did it show up then? Just a coincidence, guys? What do you think?
It's got to be. I mean, you know, and the dealer's going to tell you that with a warranty that they have to tear it down to establish the warranty. But you have no choice. You have to let them do it if you want them to warranty it.
Right.
This is an extended warranty, Tom. Did he say that?
No, but
I don't know if that makes a difference. I thought it did.
No, only if they're concurrent with the factory warranty. But this is your factory warranty. The original warranty expired, right?
Possibly, yes. I bought the vehicle certified pre-owned, and they charged me another $2,500 for the extended warranty. So they're saying that if it's under warranty, the extended warranty is going to cover it. But I have to have the engine torn down in order for me to prove that it's under warranty.
Okay. And what do they hope to find when they tear it down? A blockage somewhere to the vent or what?
No, they keep changing their stories. Or I went in and talked to the owner of the place and the manager of the department, and I asked them if I could get that in writing, and they originally said yes. Then they turned around and said no.
Okay. Here's the deal. I would have them at least reject you before we start worrying. Are there any service bulletins on this?
No, not on this. As long as you have all your maintenance records and you've complied with all the maintenance requirements of your warranty, you should be covered.
That's what I'm saying.
So, yeah, you have no choice in the matter. And it's not, they don't want the money up front, right? They just say you could be responsible for the teardown.
No, they want the money up front, and so...
How is this a respected dealer?
Yeah, this is the dealer.
Is it a respected dealer? Do they have a good? Do they have a good CSI with the factory?
Supposedly.
Well, I don't. What do you mean supposedly? Either they do or they don't. Did you look?
CSI. I'm kind of new at this.
Customer Satisfaction Index.
Index. I can find out.
Yeah. Listen, are there other Ford dealers?
There is in Spokane, yes.
Is this a Ford extended warranty or a third party?
It was purchased through Ford.
Then I would go to another Ford dealer if you have any doubts. But here's the deal. You got to get it checked no matter what. You're premature right now. We can't do anything right now
it's
until...
so normal for people to charge for a teardown. They don't know.
Yeah, but it's one thing to charge for a teardown. It's another thing to ask for the money up front.
I don't know. They must think the guy's not going to pay or something.
But it's a 2015. It's worth $2,500.
Well,
They're covered.
Yeah, I don't understand it, Ken. I don't like that money up front, but...
I don't either.
You know, but I don't know why they would ask you for money up front. That just doesn't make sense to me. You know, I'd love to call the dealer and ask, Deputy Dan, give him a call. I mean, but here's, Ken, find another Ford dealer and ask them what they would do. Okay, just do that. Suzanne, make sure we have his information. John, what's going on? John? You have a comment on Fiat?
Yeah, Fiat stands for Fix It Again, Tony.
Fix it again, Tony. I get it. Or fix it again tomorrow. Funny. We got Ford found on the road dead. But what does Chevy stand for? Let us know that. John, you got a leaky intake manifold.
Yes, I do.
How do you know?
It's sucking air. I put brake cleaner, a spray brake cleaner on the front right corner of the intake manifold.
Yeah.
It'll pull the engine down.
You're right. Okay. So that's a gasket, bro. That's it is.
This is the fourth one.
Oh, hold on a second. Let's explore this coming up.
This report is sponsored by Krylon Fusion.
Clearing out a problem.
What did he say? Kept doing the manifold or the gasket?
Intake manifold.
Didn't see everything. The dealership tore it down already once, and they waived the $2,400. Then when they sent the information to Ford, Ford said, we need more information. So now they're saying, we want $2,400 to tear it down.
Bullshit. They already tore down.
I mean, maybe you guys need to talk to him again to get more clarification before I call.
Call up the dealer.
Okay.
If they tore it down, look, if they tore it down and they didn't give Ford enough information, that's their problem, not his.
Or they tore it down and Ford basically said, we're not going to pay for it.
And now they want to get paid.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Hold on. Fix it 24/7, fixmyhome.com. People you can trust. People who are more than just qualified. They are caring people about you and your home with plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. I got the $39 electrical check. You know, it's amazing what you can find out about your electrical system and where you need help. I also had a plumbing system check. It was so thorough, with a complete breakdown of everything I needed, right down to flapper valves. Then the $39 HVAC check. Yes, I had all of these done. That one was amazing, finding the condition and then making sure that I have a good system. This is all on a new property. So fix it 24/7, the people I trust, and you can too. FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3939, the $39 people, 720-526-3939.
The roller coaster stock markets make you nervous? With such frequent ups and downs, don't let market volatility derail your...
Give him hell, Daniel, son.
Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, Saturday on 630 KHOW. If you're concerned about the markets, call today to schedule a complimentary review of your portfolio. Call 720-488-8604.
Don't start that, man.
720-488-8604.
We're going to see Ma.
Go, guys. Centeno Schultz. If you have a need for stem cell therapy, well, how do you even know? That's the problem. You see, people have painful joints and arthritis and other problems, and you know what they do? They go to stem cell clinics who just do phony stem cell, so they'll tell you you need it no matter what it is. We have some clinics, chiropractors mostly, who are using umbilical cord blood or amniotic fluid, which doesn't contain, and they don't contain any living stem cells, telling you just take a shot in the arm. I mean, they're crazy, ridiculous, unethical fools. And I'm telling you that you need the truth, because Dr. Chris Centeno and his team, they are doctors. So if stem cell treatment is indicated, they can do that, living stem cell treatment. But there might be PRP that works or other procedures. And because they are a full medical clinic, they can make the right recommendation. 303-963-9201, 963-9201, thestemcellexperts.com.
Chevrolet, ready? Constantly having every vehicle recalled over lousy engineering techniques. Cheap, hardly efficient, virtually runs on luck every time. Cheap heap, every valve rattles, oil leaks every time. Can hear every valve rattle on long extended trips.
Of course you do. With Ethos, you can apply online, and there is a policy for every budget.
Really?
Yes. The online application only takes 10 minutes, and you'll be taking the first step in ensuring the kids and I will be safe, even if something unexpected happens.
Ethos brings you choices that don't require
pretty
an
cool.
in-person meeting with an agent, and in most cases, there's no need for a doctor's appointment.
Feel better?
Yeah. I do. Ethos. Life insurance made simple. Apply online in just 10 minutes. Get a free instant quote now at ethoslife.com. That's ETHOS life.com. Ethoslife.com.
Rocket Man.
And I own Farmville Flowers in San Francisco.
There's good movies out today, Thomas. Good movies.
Like what?
Ma, Rocket Man.
You think Ma's good?
I think Ma's
What's Ma?
gonna be great.
What is it?
It's a horror flick. You won't like it.
And that doubled our digital
It's about, the best I can tell, it's about a woman that went to high school with a bunch of people that didn't like her for whatever reason. And now
Kind of a
she's
modern
older.
Carrie.
And she's hanging out with all their kids at a house.
Yeah.
Buying them booze and drugs.
And killing them.
And apparently, yes,
Apparently.
Rocket Man's going to be good. I bet that's #1 over the weekend. That's one you want to see in Dolby. Spend the extra bucks and see it in Dolby. Although you don't go to AMC, you don't even know what Dolby is. I'm sorry.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay. I met with the owner. They do beautiful showers. That's their main thing, making that shower beautiful. And really, the shower is the centerpiece of a bathroom. And they can also do tub-to-shower conversions. And they have this system by Kohler. They're the authorized Kohler partner. They're known as the Kohler guys by a lot of their customers. It's called the Choreograph Shower System. That means they design it custom the way you want it, the way you move. And they have Serica
made by Kohler, which is a quartz and marble composite material that is just spectacular and requires zero maintenance, not even caulking, because the caulking is hidden behind this beautiful trim. So if you want a beautiful shower system, call the Kohler guys, Renew Home Innovations, or you can get a walk-in tub, a beautiful walk-in tub, or they can do a complete home remodel. If you mention Martino, you get a 20% discount. They also have financing, 12 months, same as cash. 303-904-2000. 303-904-2000. RenewHomeInnovations.com. Now, the intake manifold, you've replaced it how many times?
4 times.
And it's still leaking. Why, Kevin?
Well,
why, Nick? Anyway.
It can be anything from just the surface wasn't cleaned properly. You could have a warp in the manifold. Sometimes there's pitting. You may have
Who did the changing? You?
No, my son, who's a licensed mechanic.
Did he check it for true? For flat? He did?
No, he hadn't. The last time, they even put sealer on the gasket, which isn't recommended, but they did that, and it still blew. Always the same time, the same place.
Really?
Right at the left front corner. And
it's got to be it most likely was mistorqued. If you don't torque in the proper procedure.
But why always
but
in the same spot?
You can warp it, though, is what I'm saying. So after the first time, if it wasn't torqued properly, they could have tweaked it, so now it'll never seat properly.
But not just the head. You're talking about the manifold.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
and you can't bend it back.
It's hard to get them flat again. I mean, it's easier just get another manifold, put it on. They're inexpensive for those.
Yeah, I've got a '94 Jimmy, and it's got the same engine in it. And just the other day, the engine started racing and wouldn't slow up. And I sprayed some brake cleaner in that corner, and it almost killed the engine. So
yeah, that's why he's saying it's always the same spot, because it's the same spot that was probably first over torqued, which bent it. Try that. Marcus, no, Marcus is off here, so let's go to Larry. Larry, go ahead. What's going on with you, Larry? Sorry for the wait. Larry? Okay, he's not there either. Kent's not there. Okay, so we're dead. Everybody, some people didn't hold, so here's the number. You can get right through. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255 or 303-MARTINO. 303-627-8466. So what do we have on follow-up, Mark? Anything? You called on something, but you said you have to wait on it.
Yeah, I got to wait on one, but it's a pretty big one, man. But I promised the local guy I won't say a word, so I'm going to keep my word on that.
Okay, and it has something to do with the house purchase, right?
It is. It's a house purchase. It had a 1-year warranty. There was numerous problems with this thing, and the guy wasn't getting anywhere, and I think we're getting there now.
Larry. Larry, your turn.
Yeah.
What's happening, man?
I'm in an apartment.
Yes.
And I've been here for 5 years.
Okay.
And they don't want to renew my lease.
Why?
Well, the whole thing is, it's over a 3-year-old ordeal that's been going on.
You mean a conflict you've been having?
A lady's trying to claim that my dog made her fall, but she made herself fall.
Okay, and this is from how many years ago?
2016.
So a lady claims your dog made her fall 3 years ago?
Correct.
Well, okay, well, why are they just getting around to it now?
Well, she filed a suit.
A lawsuit?
Yeah, a lawsuit.
Against you?
Against me and the company.
When did she... Why against the company?
Well, she claims that that the company wasn't doing, following the rules. My dogs were off leash at that time.
And how could the company, the apartment complex, how could they have prevented that? What is she saying?
She's saying that my dogs should have been on leash and that she wouldn't have fallen. and she's trying to claim that my dog, my 7-pound-year-old, my 7-pound Chihuahua made her fall.
Okay, listen. She actually filed a lawsuit?
Filed a lawsuit, wanted a 5-day trial.
She wants a 5. Did she get it? I mean, when are you going to court?
Well, she dropped the case.
Oh, why did she drop it?
Well, I'm not certain why she dropped it. I think they paid her off.
No, I think I know what happened. She probably dropped it because they agreed to get rid of you.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it. They're not required to renew your lease.
Then, and they bought her a hybrid SUV as well.
But honestly, they can still cancel her his lease, or not cancel it, but if it's up,
Larry,
it's up.
you do understand they don't have to renew your lease, no matter what the reason.
Right. But I pay my rent on time, everything.
I understand, I understand why it seems like a pain, but I don't know what you're going to do about it, man. I mean, if they don't want you there, if she's causing them trouble, no matter what the reason, they don't have to keep you. You cannot force them to renew your lease.
Do they have to have a reason?
No. They don't have to have a reason.
If you were still in the lease, then yes, they would have to have
Right, that's exactly right. When does your lease expire?
July 31st.
You really better start looking for a place, Larry. I know it's disconcerting. I know it is. How old are you, Larry?
I'm 62.
Okay. Listen, man, it's terrible, but you got to do it. Have you looked at any other places?
Yes, I have. I'm on Section 8 as well.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Section 8 might have a different
It's going to be a waiting. No, I don't think. No. Why? Why would
God. When did they let you know this, Larry?
They let me know this about a week ago. And she dropped the case in March.
Well, do you understand it? Don't get focused on her. It doesn't matter. It doesn't, Larry. I have a feeling they made a private deal with her. You're lucky they dropped the case. Do you know how much that would have cost you?
Oh, I know. But I think she's done this before. Filed a civil suit.
Okay, listen. You need to concentrate on getting another place.
Yeah, I know I do.
Have you applied to others?
Yes, I have.
How is it going?
Well, I got one place that's way out on Havana and Alameda, and the bus stops, because I use the bus and the light rail.
Yeah.
I don't drive. And the bus stops at 9:20, going that way.
How far of a walk is that?
That's a long, long walk for me.
That's the closest place?
Well, I'm trying to get into some other places, but one is a little too costly, and the other one won't be done until December.
So, will they give you an extension at least till then? Did you ask?
No. I don't think they'll give me an extension.
You didn't ask?
They want me out of here.
Larry, I don't know, man. There's nothing that. What were you hoping we would say, that we could make them renew you?
Well, I was hoping that you guys can come in and change their mind.
Okay, listen. One thing. Here's what we could do. Find out the requirements for evicting make sure they're doing it right.
But it's not an eviction.
No,
I know
they're not evicting. I wonder if there are different rules for Section 8, really.
When a lease is up?
I don't know, maybe. I don't know. But we could assign this, Suzanne, to Deputy Daff, and then maybe call him. She'll call him and say, look, at least can you give him an extension, a 6-month extension, and that'll get you to December or whatever it takes to get to that. Are there openings in that December one?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let's get Deputy Daff to give a shot at this and see what happens.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Jesus, it's terrible.
So I called on that dealer. Actually, you knew this. This is Idaho. Up in Idaho. Okay. So what they did, he couldn't pay the $2,400 for the full teardown. They said, okay, we'll do a partial here to see if we can find out. So that's what he did. They just did a partial for free. And Ford says, not enough information. We need the whole teardown.
What is their suspicion?
They think it's rings, which will not be covered. Is that right? Could it be rings?
On hardly any miles?
Well, it's how many miles? I didn't get the
70-some-odd-thousand miles.
Okay, that's what he said. So maybe
so they're suspecting what they're going to find is not covered.
Right.
So that's why
I just asked him. He says it could be other things, but he says, I says, what do you suspect? He says probably rings.
But rings
could be a stuck ring to do that.
What would make his engine blow? Rings won't make his engine blow. It just uses oil.
Didn't you start off with an oil change?
He needs to go to another dealer. Let's talk to him.
What happens if they put in too much oil? Didn't he just pull it from an oil change place?
Well, he said, I asked him about that, and he said Valvoline says they're not going to. They did everything right. We got it on video. They did everything right. So
it's a hard proof. It is.
Right.
Yeah, but rings don't make an engine blow.
Well,
they starve it. I mean, excuse me. They use oil.
I thought it was blowing oil out.
Well, it's blowing oil out the dipstick too, but that's.
That's
pressuring up the crankcase.
Pressure in the crankcase.
That's not a ring.
Well, if it's a stuck ring and they're stuck rings, doesn't that pressure come down?
It can, but it's. But is there engine damage?
Oh, like I said, I don't even know what a partial teardown is.
That ring is not going to cause that much back pressure. They don't have to stick.
And they don't just stick all at one time. I mean, that's crazy.
And then even sticking a ring, all this ring does is scrape. I mean, and compression.
Denver weather, today's sunshine.
Right, just holds compression within the cylinder.
So how could it walk me
Well,
through
the stuck ring, and so now it's like a piston in there without rings.
Right.
All the pressure from the
combustion
would go down the crank. I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely no mechanic.
And he's got to have cylinders scarred. He's got to have all kinds of things, not just rings. Yeah.
Plus, it comes in a variety of colors, so you can get
that's what the service because I just asked him, what do you suspect? He says, I think it's ring. I said, is that covered? He says, no, that's not covered. I said, what is it covered? And it was a pre-certified. He bought it used, but it was pre-certified, and it sounds like it's a Ford warranty.
Yeah, but that's what internally lubricated.
Internally lubricated, yes. I don't understand why they're distinguishing that.
Would be covered.
Yeah, he told me no. That's what he told me.
Section 8 project-based building.
There's something else going on.
There are individual Section 8.
But he's going to have to pay for the
teardown. Can go and get the guy approved.
And they said they got about $1,500 for the teardown.
I had that one. I rented Section 8. Okay.
This says if you're a Section 8 based building, then they have to show good cause not to renew you.
So I don't.
But how do we know if he's a Section 8 based building?
I can find out. It's easy.
Is there people in there that are non-Section 8? Is that the only question, really?
369-00400. Look for Aurora Orthodontics on my referral list at referrallist.com.
Hey guys, the main culprit of ED are changes that occur in the muscle and vascular.
It doesn't say if it's not.
When he said it was blown out, what did he say besides? I didn't hear that part.
Well, just blowing out the oil dipstick too.
But that's not. I mean, is it still running? No.
Yeah, he was driving it when it started putting the oil through.
Huh? What do you say the engine blew?
Maybe he's using terminology he's not sure. Okay. He knows he has engine issues, but he's
here you go. Here's the answer right here. So it's either exactly what we just said, Tom.
Filled it with oil, wouldn't it blow out the?
If it's a project-based Section 8 project, if they're a voucher holder that just uses a voucher, you have absolutely zero right to automatic renewal. It goes just like any other lease.
The PCB,
and that's right from Section 8.
Plugs up, it could send pressure back through.
Right, that's just the PCB.
My assumption is he's a voucher guy.
Checked, I assume.
I would have assumed as well.
You know what happens when you assume? You make an ass out of Dan and Nick.
But what are they trying to determine what's causing the back pressure, or are they trying to determine is there an engine issue? I don't know what they're trying to figure out.
Probably what caused the back pressure which caused the failure.
But are they even considering it as an engine failure? Do they need to have a cause if they have an engine failure? You have oil, you have records, you have everything else. An engine failure, not necessarily. I don't ever have to prove cause. I have to prove the condition.
Yeah, because if an uncovered part caused it to blow.
Yeah.
It probably says right in there it's not covered.
Yeah, but how? There's no forensic mechanics.
Maybe the cap's plugged. Could that do it?
Well, sure, something like that. But if you have an internal failure of a part, we've never had to prove what caused that failure of part.
I see what you're saying.
You know, I have a bad.
Yeah, the rings have failed. What caused it?
Or, you know, whatever the failure, yeah.
No. But all warranties say if an uncovered part causes the failure.
Yeah, but what he's saying, it's an internal engine.
But what they're saying is like an overheating issue. Say your radiator blew, caused the engine to blow. That uncovered radiator is not, the engine's not covered. But if you have an internal failure with no proof of any failure, you don't have to prove what caused the failure. If it's not an apparent, obvious, you know, contribution, you know what I mean?
That information to Ford says, no, we need a full teardown.
Especially the dealer.
And then, okay, I see, that's exactly what I said. They're afraid the guy won't pay. Right?
Tom Martino here. Listen, we found out a lot about that Ford. 303-713-TALK, 713-255.
The guy said he had an oil change at Valvoline, was driving away, and 35 miles later his engine seized. Or no, started acting up. The next morning it seized on his way to the Ford dealer. The Ford dealer said, we did a partial teardown as a courtesy. But Ford did not have enough information to find out why it failed. Now, Kent, here's the problem. Listen to this. I don't trust your Ford dealer. I just don't trust him. Because they're saying that they think the rings caused it, and rings are not covered. Well, rings are internally lubricated, right? I mean, isn't that what your extended warranty covers? Internally lubricated parts?
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, they say that it's normal wear and tear they don't cover.
Oh, okay, so if it's normal wear and tear, they're going to at 78,000 miles. Why would rings wear out though?
Yeah, true.
If you have all of your service records, do you?
Yes.
Okay, here's what I would do. I would seriously take it to another Ford dealer. And I would say, look, you better look at this under this warranty I have. That's what I would do. I don't trust them. I just don't. They said they want you to pay for the teardown, and I understand that part. But they're looking for an excuse not to cover this. And I don't see how the hell they can get out of covering it. If you had back pressure causing oil to spurt up, a ring wouldn't cause that.
But why would they be looking for a reason not to cover it? They get paid. I don't understand why they'd be looking for a reason. Oh, Ford, okay.
In other words, they have to make sure.
I thought you meant that dealer.
No, I think, but what I'm saying is, this dealer, I think, does not know what they're doing. Why would you think it was a ring problem for back pressure? If you need some serious help, you need to go to another dealer and find out what's going on, or talk to a Ford rep.
Is it in pieces?
It's not drivable right now because of the teardown.
Well, did they tear it down?
Yeah, they did the partial teardown, yes.
Oh, so it's torn down partially already.
Yes.
Dan was saying basically what happened is they said, hey, we've got to tear it down. He said, well, I can't afford to tear it down right now. So they said they'd do a partial tear down for no cost, which they did. Now that they have to dive in deeper, they're probably going, oh, man, this guy didn't have the money to pay for a tear down. What do we do now?
Well, why would they, if they already tore it down partially, why would he have to pay for all of it?
No idea.
No, $1,500 is what they said they'll do it now for.
Did you know that, Kent?
Yeah, Kent told me.
Okay. Yeah, then you may want to do the extra $1,500 because you can't move it.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was trying to.
But if there's an auto diagnostic place up there, like we have one here in town called SOS Inspections, if you have something that does just diagnostic services, you ought to hire someone just to take a second look.
All right.
I'm serious, Ken. You really have to go forward with this teardown. I'm just hoping that Ford doesn't look for an excuse not to cover it.
God, man, we've seen some of those vehicles shaken. They look for every excuse in the book not to cover them. That death wobble.
Is Ford saying the teardown will be covered if it's a covered repair?
Of course it would. It has to be.
And then I'll get my money back.
You will. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Just that's how I would proceed. Tim's got a comment on that head gasket or the manifold gasket issue that kept failing in the same spot. Tim, what's your comment?
I just had this problem in the past, and if you go and buy the McCord gasket at Napa, if he's doing it himself, and it eliminated my problems.
Yeah, it's a little thicker gasket.
Do you think that would do it? That'll take up the slack in a little warpage?
Yeah, it's like I say, I had to do it 2 times with General Motors gasket, and the 3rd time a friend said put a McCord gasket in there, and I haven't done it since.
Well, I hope the guy's listening. That's not bad. That's not bad. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Tim, thanks. 303-713-8255. Okay. What we need to do is figure out if there is a diagnostic place up there. He said he's in Coeur d'Alene or Spokane. Maybe we can have SOS Inspections try to help us find someone up there.
I thought you were going to say drive up there for us.
No, that won't happen.
How about Uncle Kevin? You want to head up there?
Yeah, we'll go fishing.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. What was the farthest away customer you ever had? Maybe visiting or whatever. The farthest away customer.
Oh, we get them from the East Coast all the time.
When they're
New York,
driving through?
Massachusetts, yeah.
What are some of the things that happen to them when they're driving?
Overheating, primarily.
What does it usually turn out to be? Nothing.
Just lack of maintenance.
My nightmare would be driving long distance somewhere and having a major breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I used to have a bus and did that, and I would go from like New York to Florida or from Denver to Florida sometimes, Denver to Chicago. Could you imagine being in the middle of nowhere? The good part is, on those Detroit diesels, any truck stop, any mechanic can fix. I mean, there's a lot of good mechanics for that part of it. But when it comes to, like, if you ever got something stuck, like Mark has slides, could you imagine if you're out in the middle of the country and a slide does not pull in, you can't drive it? That's a nightmare.
Last year, a guy called. He was stuck at Cherry Creek with the slide stuck out.
And they have to fly. When I had this bus, they had to fly techs to you. Oh, man, you want to talk about expensive. 303-713-8255.
This report is sponsored by Krylon Fusion.
An accident is showing up in the text.
Dr. Kelly. Drive up until now. I-225 headed southbound.
225!
It's already beginning to back up, leaving from Parker.
I can't wait to see Ma, man. We're seeing it today. Ma. You know who that woman reminds me of is, you remember Nell Carter?
That's exactly who I was going to say, yeah.
She looks just like Nell Carter.
Real similar, yeah.
Same almost when you just, all I've seen is a preview, same kind of mannerism, everything. I thought Nell Carter was cool as hell.
Yeah, she's funny. What was the show she was on?
I think it was called Nell.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Nell Carter
Fusion all-in-one spray paint bonds to most surfaces for maximum rust protection and excellent coverage. No sanding or priming.
She's been in a lot, actually. Holy shit.
So you can get the right finish in a single afternoon. Krylon. Today we spray. Tom. Dr. Kelly.
Dr. Kelly, Avenue Dental. She was a guest on the show the other day. She also has Dr. Kelly Fit. Fit Mom. Help me.
Fit Mama 4.
Fit Mom or Fit Mother? Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's and so she does this ad program, and so many people wrote to me about it. I thought I'd talk about that. She is a dentist. They have a beautiful dental studio called Avenue Dental Studio with a $59 exam, x-rays, cleaning for just $59. But if you're looking for her Instagram on the abs, it's Dr. Kelly, Kelly. So it's Dr. Dr. Kelly, Fit Mom of 4, and it's the actual integer 4, not the word 4. So it's Dr. Kelly, Fit Mom of 4, and that's the @ sign, and you'll get her on Instagram. And she's done some cosmetic work for Suzanne, she loves them. If you wanted to find out more about them, go to avenuedentalstudio.com, 720-240-4740.
50% in the last 6 years. However, it seems values are...
Give me a break, I sure deserve it. Get behind me.
2018 alone, but mortgage rates have actually dropped.
Hey, what Suzanne says about don't upload.
Maybe it's time to put that equity to work, like very high credit cards, student
Don't
loans,
upload.
or remodeling
Don't upload today's video.
with Westland Financial. Let us put you in
We're live right now, right? Yeah, okay. No, she misunderstood me.
Your loan, whether it's conventional, FHA, or VA, will pay your title.
And that guy told me 3 times he couldn't. He's a social worker and can't afford this.
Well,
that's exactly why they're asking for the money up front, because he already told him, I have no money.
Yeah, I told him. That's why they said they did the partial tear down to see if they could find it out for free. So it sounds like they're working for him.
That's what I'm getting, that same thing, because I'd be terrified too. If someone told me that, I said, well, okay, let me see if I can't make it happen.
Well, especially a teardown, because at that kind of dollars, they're going to take the motor out and bench it, just open it up completely. So now they got a car that doesn't run in 4 boxes, and you know.
And he said he only had 78,000 miles on it. Yeah. Because he told me he does a lot of driving.
That's not a lot of driving.
In
Idaho. Yeah.
Did you get any calls off the hail the other day, Nick?
Yeah. Yep. DIA got it, and I've gotten like 3 of them I've looked at from DIA.
We got hit in Frighttown, but it wasn't big enough to... Our cars were in the garage, but my bus was fine. It wasn't big enough to do anything, but I heard other places had some shit, man.
Yeah, Green Valley Ranch.
Okay.
Because my service rider lives out in Green Valley Ranch, and his truck got all dinged up. Real small, yeah. This last storm, yeah.
I think that's what we're going to have, a bunch of little...
You know what I talked about?
Yeah, they're real tiny. Just enough you gotta kind of tip your head to see them.
Yep. That's when I got in this thing. It used to, front used to come in.
He says he's getting a lot of
Ford we had one started in Colorado Springs, basically went straight down.
20%.
You know, Wadsworth, all the way into Colorado Springs from Fort Collins.
Does the metal ever get fatigued after like 3 or 4 years of...
People don't even know what he does,
I mean, overlapping dings and things.
No, it's not that too, you know, after you push again for the same spot 3-4 times. I mean, it does get a little bit weaker, but...
I was just curious.
Yeah. I mean, there's cars
you
that...
hit a bump and all the dents pop back in or something.
Yeah, no.
Like
only if it's really big and it's pop canned, and then,
Yeah.
I mean, layer snow or take your hand and go like that.
All right, guys. All right, Kevin, Sheridan Auto Tech. Give me a screaming deal for people listening, man. It's car day. Make it good.
I'll do the one my guys hate because the phone rings and rings.
What is it? What is it?
First 5, free alignment.
Free, not in alignment, check.
No,
in alignment.
Yeah.
I don't even know how he does that, Tom. He literally gives 5 people a free alignment. I used to charge $79 to $99 for an alignment all day long.
Well, obviously, we hope...
How long does it take?
Anywhere from a half an hour to 45 minutes.
Really? And you do that free?
Yeah.
Okay. And how much does alignment cost?
Typically $79.
That's cool.
Yeah.
About how many people out of 10 need an alignment?
Well, probably 8 out of 10.
So it's a good thing.
Yeah.
And most of them get it done.
And some will just need the alignment, no extra parts. Some need some repairs before we can do the alignment.
Yeah, and if you bought your tires like a discount tire or a place that doesn't have an alignment rack, you want to protect that investment.
Exactly.
Okay, so Nick, free estimates always?
Yep, I always give free estimates, but right now I'm going after body shops and dealerships. I'll give you guys an awesome deal. Any body shops out there, and I am looking for a good refinish paint shop, so I'd love to maybe do some trade-out work with you.
So in other words, you need people who can do some of the harder work or some of the more body work, and then you will do some of the paintless dent repair for them.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, and then what about dealers? You said
dealerships, you know, it kind of depends on how bad the damage is, but I give a screaming deal to any dealership.
Okay, and it's because of volume and stuff, right?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, and I'm sure you work on them right there, right?
Yep, we usually work on them right there on the lot. They're all there.
Are they usually covered by insurance or are they cash pay? Big dealerships.
It depends on the amount of damage. I mean, some dealerships aren't going to claim it because they got a $1,000 deductible on a car, and they're not, you know, if they got $800 in damage, they're going to have me fix it. And
Tom, do they have to disclose that at a dealership? Let's say they have Nick out at a brand new Ford dealership, and he gets rid of dents. You can't tell they were ever there. It's like new. Do they have to disclose that when they sell the vehicle, that it did have hail damage?
I think they do.
On a brand new vehicle. I wonder how many times they don't.
I think if
I know.
If it's
first of all, I don't know. Everyone says automatically they have to disclose damage. Are you sure?
From what I've talked to the dealers we do work with, if there is any, even a fender, sometimes they have to disclose it.
I've not seen that in writing anywhere, Mark. I've looked.
I don't know.
I've looked at the dealer licensing regs, and I can't see where damage must be disclosed. I mean, I don't see it. Maybe I'm not looking in the right place.
I mean, if it's minor damage, I don't see why they'd have to disclose it. I mean, if it's a $100 dent, a lot guy...
I mean, I don't know. Again, I'm not saying that's not true. I don't know where it's an actual law. Now, I do know they can't lie to you. If you... I don't know. I'm just saying, if you are... buying a car, and you ask, did this have damage? They say no. That's one thing. Or, they can't lie about something. But are you looking it up right now?
Yeah, it's kind of weird because, of course, I'm sure it's state to state, but it looks like if it exceeds a certain amount, dealerships must disclose, but I'm not seeing what that certain amount is. And then it follows up, dealerships have tricks they use to get around this disclosure as well, which I have no idea what that means.
I don't either.
I'd be irritated, though, if I bought a car and, I'm really proud of my car and I'm gassing up and I happen to park next to Nick Yutzy over here with Flexident, and he tells me, hey, I just worked on that a couple weeks ago. Did you happen to buy that from whoever? I mean, that would bother me. It would definitely bother me.
Yeah.
When you had your exotic car... If no one knew there was ever hail damage on there, then, I mean, how would that work? Because it would be worth a lot less.
Here's the deal. If anyone knew there was just one, I wouldn't be able to sell it to a true Ferrari aficionado.
I know.
Never. Ever.
Even though they'd never know it ever was fixed with PDR.
Why is that? Why are exotic car buyers like that? Now, however, Mark, now you have two kinds of exotic car buyers. You have the true... people who can afford it, and then you have the wannabes. And the wannabes, they don't care nowadays if it's wrecked. They don't care, because the wannabes want to get it, but they want to get it cheap. They'll never pay full price. But they'll pay more than a real Ferrari guy will never buy a car, ever. You will never buy a Ferrari that's been wrecked, no matter how little the wreck, as little as a hail ding, they will not buy it from you. But there are the wannabe Ferrari owners that will definitely buy it, but they want a bargain.
You think Ferrari guys are picky. You have no idea us Hyundai guys.
Yeah, you're right. But
that's it.
I don't know why, and it's not just Ferrari, it's Lamborghini, and it's all these cars. Why is it that previous damage, even if it is fixed perfectly, let who talk? Oh, go ahead. Dan?
No, I was going to chime in on something else.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
For an update?
Yeah.
So that Bruins Auction Gallery?
Yes.
Settled.
That's right.
They settled on
Now,
that
by the way, for those who don't remember this, she had something on consignment.
That's correct.
A statue. He said he sold, he didn't sell it, and then he said he sold it, and he said he sold it for like $600 or something.
Right.
And she saw where it was sold for more.
It was listed on the internet somewhere, on his own site, saying it sold.
Now, did it sell or did he lose it?
He said after that he had lost it, that he bought it back and then lost it.
Okay, we don't know what the truth is, but this guy named Tom Bruin, Mark confronted him along with Deputy Dan, and then they served him for small claims court so this woman could go to small claims court, and what happened?
First time he didn't show up, but they threw it out because there was something wrong in the
oh, she should have gotten...
Right, but there was something wrong, so the judge threw it out, so she had to come back, and now he settled 2 days before court.
It probably would have been the best video Dan and I ever did live on Facebook. Literally. This guy was trying to steal the camera. He was kicking me, everything. But Dan stopped the video as all this starts happening.
An accident.
So then he settled. How much did he pay her?
$1,655.
$1,655.
Which was what the minimum she wanted for it.
Anyway, well, I'm not going to give out the number because we're done. John, we only have 30 seconds. What did you want to ask?
Complete vehicle inspection, would it be better to go to a dealer or a shop to have it checked out?
Well, I would go to SOS Inspection or Automotive MDs. They're independent. They don't do repairs, so they don't have any vested interest. However, Kevin Calkin at Sheridan Autotech, they do pre-buy inspections. You can trust him. Pro Auto Care does pre-buy inspections. You can trust him.
The benefit to the shop is they can lift it off the ground. Other than that, it's all the same.
Yeah, but so you can trust the people on the referral list. Now, but I've never seen anyone more thorough than SOS as far as the analysis of oil and all of that. And Automotive MDs is good. They're all really good on the referral list, but I would never go to a dealer.
And Norris will give you a great report, man, you can use for ammo.
I'm Tom Martino. Remember, save all your problems for me. Simply Floors Inc. That's the website. You go there and save money. Simply Floors Inc.